I'm broken. Hello and welcome everybody to Triton-Cup 110. I am Pat, here with Hat, ready to watch some more Splat Zone action. Hat, how are you doing today?
Hi Pat, how are you doing? Thank you so much for introducing me today here on Triton-Cup. I am doing wonderful. It's a rare occasion where I do a first block and an even more rare occasion where I do Triton-Cup.
Hey.
But I am super excited for the 110th edition to be on the mic today. And we have some good maps. I always love a Splat Zones OD tournament. It reminds me when we did the JP stuff back in Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2. So I'm glad that's still been moving on. Now, Pat, why don't you tell us some about these maps that are coming up?
Well, before I tell about these maps, if you like Splat Zones, if you like Triton-Cup, you're in luck. Because starting today, Triton-Cup is a weekly. Triton-Cup is now a weekly and I love it. I love it so much. I'm gonna cast it every week. I don't care, like you can't keep me from the microphone. I will be here every week, whatever you do. That being said, let's talk about our first two teams. We're starting with round number 2. It's going to be Econ going against We Win In It. I don't know much about Econ as a pickup. I've seen, I know these people on We Win In It. I know some of them. They're cool people, dare I say, and also good players.
Aren't most people from We Win In It British? Because I see players like Conro and African. I'm pretty sure they're Sal, and I'm pretty sure they're all British. I love how they pick In It. That's so great. We're gonna start it off today on Splat Zones Mahi Resort. I'll leave my opinion because I always give my opinions. I'll leave my opinions for this map on the table because we all know how I think about this. We're gonna start it off right away. I love seeing it S-Blast and the Dread already. On the side of Econ, we see some interesting weapons like the Dapple Dualies and the Flinger Roller on the side of We Win In It. So both teams bringing some interesting stuff, but if We Win In It takes that first capture on the zone for 4 whole ticks, but for how long is the question as Econ makes some quick work with the players and starts progressing on that zone.
Yeah, right now Econ taking control over the zone, able to push We Win In It. I mean, We Win In It are bringing a very unusual comp between the Flinger Roller and the Dapples to go with it. That's not what you used to see, but right now Econ are reacting pretty well, keeping We Win kind of staggered, and now that the water is dropping, Econ is still trying to move in, still trying to maintain their presence.
I think going deeper in this base is very much welcome for Econ. They have to make sure the players from We Win In It cannot get into that zone, but all those specials have another thing to say. We Win In It with a very quick zone capture to apply penalty to Econ and capture that zone again to start scoring for points again. Very beautifully done by We Win In It as they are slowly progressing further, but losing 2 players here is not that great for the defense. And there goes Stan with that Reef Slider, takes that zone back. 3 players down. I think with a Slusher, this respawn, that's a delayed wipe on the side of We Win In It.
Yeah, Econ very well reacting to that push that We Win had. I mean, they were able to push very fast, as you said, but Econ led them in and simply answered, and they answered very well. Right now they're back in control, but they lost 2 players again. We Win In It attacking, pushing in with their specials, maintaining the numbers advantage. They're gonna retake control of the zone. They have a lot of pain to put around that zone if they want to truly take control, but right now it seems like Econ are back from their spawn looking for a way back in. Hat.
And the way back in they might have. There are a couple specials at the ready. See the boom coming out. I saw Reef Slider being activated too as well. The pencil has tactical already and it is online on the field. They get that zone back with all those specials. 258 points remaining for We Win In It. Not quite close to that lead. Econ only having 20 ticks left. That penalty is going to be down in no time. We Win In It slowly charging up their specials with the Dapple on the side, trading with the S-Blast. That's a bummer for We Win In It because that would have been such a nice weapon to have on the field right now. Penalty from Econ is now gone and the scoring points again. Tri-strike for We Win In It. But the Reef Slider comes in on the side of Econ. Does not connect. Tiger with a beautiful splat. But 3 players down on the side of We Win In It. That's not really how you win the games right now.
Yes, that's not right now. We Win In It. Kind of desperate to go in, but it's too late with these strikes. Econ are going to get game number 1 and Hat. I mean, At this level, especially, the quality of a team is often shown by how they're able to get a retake, how they're able to get back on the zone. And right there, we saw Econ able to push incredibly solidly when they needed to, and able to deny these pushes from Whirlwind Init. Whirlwind Init, they need a bit more coordination, they need to push together, because right now Econ looks very, very solid.
Econ indeed looks crazy, and like you said, it's all shown by retakes, and we win in it. We're struggling so much with retaking the zone after they initially had us for a couple ticks. It's been such a trouble getting that zone back. We also see it in the way they played together. I saw a lot of players from We Win It spreading around, being away from the teammates, or trying to be a little bit more heroic than they might want to be, and that was causing them a lot of fights as well. We saw Econ maybe had 3 players down once this match. We Win It had it multiple times, so that's something they might need to work on. But I think both teams, I think We Win It was definitely a pickup. I'm not sure at Econ. Are they a pickup? I don't think they are, right?
I do not know, to be honest.
They're not playing like you. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're playing very coordinated. Now, Tan and Tufa and Bamboo Shark are in a team together. So it's like 3 players from the team Coral Convergence, with one sub to help them. So like they're almost a team, and it shows. Like they're well coordinated. They know what to do. Their sub is playing well with them. Meanwhile, we have a bunch of friends that like to have fun together, but not stepping up to the occasion of that amount of coordination. And in zones, the team play matters so much.
Yeah, I think having fun, especially in a game of Splatoon, is of course the most fun. But in the tournament, teamwork is king, and that's what Econ has been showing. But this next map is a little bit smaller, and I know some of these players have been playing for a little bit longer than Splatoon 3. It is Inkblot Art Academy with that giant block that will be removed for... Actually, no, it's not removed for Splat Zones. It will be there for Splat Zones, which can cause some interesting chaos around and above that zone. I see that members from Econ decided to not switch their weapon, staying with what works, but we see a weapon switch to a Tri-Slosher Nouveau on the side of Comro. That extra tacticooler is very, very helpful. I like the weapon switch here.
Oh yeah, and I know that Conroe does as well. Conroe is a Tri-Slosher main, and I'm glad we get to see a Tri-Slosher Conroe right now. Both teams are trading blows, 2-player down on each side. Kuro with that Slosher trying to go in is forced away from the zone. It looks like Whirlwind Init is going to take control of the zone early, and with a crab tank on top of it, right now they're in a good position to make some points.
Definitely are. They need to hold on the zone. 2 players down on the side of Econ will definitely help that a lot. Also to a streamer, our scores are not on the stream right now. You might want to put a little overlay on for our viewers. 2 players do go down on the side of We Win Init, and that cost them the zone here as the tacticooler goes out on the side of Econ as well. Tacticooler on the side of We Win Init too. This might help them recapture zone, but the damage will do is with the Reed Slider. Big Reed Slider from Econ, but does not connect to anyone. Conroe does go down here on the bunker now, and the lead has been swapped to Econ. But that Reed Slider was unfortunate. It didn't connect with Econ so far. Doing a very good job on the defense.
And right now, Econ showing again how solid they can be. Can they dodge that Reed Slider from a Rise Show? It looks like Whirlwind Init still have things to say. They're able to get the wipeout. That was the kind of explosive push that they're always able to give. I mean, they're individually great players, and right there, they just showed us now. Can they establish that defense, deny the next push from Econ? It looks like Econ are already able to get a few splats. They're retaking control of their own platform and now eyeing the zone.
Conroe being called out there by that Reed Slider from 10. Very well done. Gets refragged by Rice, who gets refragged again. A lot of players going down left and right. Econ being victorious in this fight will help them a ton with the penalty, and of course with general control of the map, which they are in control of right now. Chai with the crab tank trying to retake the zone, trying to force some players away from the plat of We Win Init. They want to keep their base on their own, and now with 2 players down on the side of Econ. This is where they can strike. This is where we really can retake the zone, and retake they do. But Pat, the question is now for how long will they control it?
Yeah, and right now, Econ are still around the zone. Being able to clean up that Booyah Bomb really helped them take so much space, and there's always someone to answer any fight. Conroe kinda isolated right there, able to pop off and get the extra splat that's allowing the rest of the team to set themselves back up with 2 minutes left in the game. And 3 players down on Econ. It looks like We Win In It are finding the fights.
They're finally winning. That would be nice for them. We do their name justice.
Oh.
Right Shower going in with the re-slider. Does not find a splat and gets quickly taken care of. But distraction was important too. The lead has been swapped to We Win It. They're finally doing some of the winning. Can they maintain? This is the question. Conroe with the beautiful splat against Stufa. Getting rid of that S-Blast might be monumental here. Getting the zone as well. The pencil is still online. Tactical was just used. There goes 2 players down instead of We Win In It. They have the missiles ready. Conroe with 2 beautiful splats. Looking at the third, but that S-Plus with the Booyah Bomb says no. But this defense right now, wonderful job from We Win In It.
A penalty was applied on them, but they have the lead and they're still around the zone, which is what they want right now. And let's say that Econ. Oh! Tiger! Huge double by Tiger. Gets traded for it, but that's still a lot of momentum lost for Econ. I'm not sure they'll be able to keep the zone for long if they keep losing players like that. And as We Win In It are going in, are pushing onto the zone. If they're able to reapply penalty going into the last minute, that's huge for them, Hat.
The crazy plays from We Win In It. They're still winning. They're still defending. 2 players down again on the side of Econ. The penalty is about to be over to only 10 ticks left and 40 seconds left into this game. The pressure is building for Econ. They have to find an opening and they have to find it now. They have a reset at the ready. Activates, and with that, capturing the zone too. Beautifully done. But they had a player down and there's no splats on the side of We Win It. The splatter shot of the Splash Medic now goes down. But will it be enough for Econ to maintain control? For now it will. But to see a reset going in for We Win In It. A lot of zone painted in blue. Also going on here. My stream unfortunately just froze and crashed, but
it's back.
It's back now. It's back now, and communication has been lost. But I think at that time remaining, it is We Win In It who takes game number 2.
It does look like it. And
Very much
Econ
did.
Was host. Okay, so we lost the room. I think our wonderful observer CKK had a lag spike there. Sorry about that. We hope the Twitch stream was still on. We hope you're still with us.
The Twitch stream was fine. It was just
Okay, we have this. But I believe, that's 1-1 right now between our 2 teams. And that's been reported on Sendu, so it's confirmed. We're going to game 3, which is going to be Barnacle and Dime as soon as we can get back in the lobby.
We rarely have game 3s or game 5s on the stream, and now suddenly the first round of the day is a game 3, and We Win In It compared to what happened to the first game. Played so much more together. I think they noticed what they were doing wrong. I think they noticed where they could improve. They applied those improvements very, very quickly, and that's what you see and expect from veteran players, such, for example, Conroe, who's been playing for forever now. I think since Splatoon 1 even.
Yeah.
They know how this game works, and they know how team play works. They've been playing at a very high level for forever. I talked to him a couple times in the UK when I was, for example, at Breezland. Such a wonderful guy too. So I'm glad that they improved here, and I'm glad that they brought it to a 1-1 scenario. And it also brings us to a very fun map to play, Barnacle and Dime, which always brings crazy back and forth games on this stream.
Yeah, though one thing to note, Hat, is that on Ingblood Academy there was a lot of ledges, and We Win In It they have a one-trick slasher and tri-slasher player in Conroe, and Tiger, of course, who's almost always with a roller in their hands. On Barnacle, you don't have as many ledges, and it's range that decides a lot of the game. This could nerf We Win In It a bit. This could be rough for them. I think this is not their best map, maybe, but we'll see how they're able to do, how they're able to fare on the side of... I have no memory. Econ. That's like they're bringing the comp for this map. Like they're bringing between the pencil and the S blast. They have the tools to maintain the range, to maintain map control. We Win In It. They need to cut the distance, and the wrist sliders will be important. But they already lost their dapples, which means right now Econ are going to decide the pace of the game.
Struggling the Deppels are right now. Every single time early in the game, the Deppels get slain very quickly, and that's not really what we win at once. They have the first zone capture. They've actually been scoring a lot of points here. Can they maintain it is, of course, the big question so far. It looks like yes, but I think it was Tristrix managed to say something about that. 2 players down on the side of We Win In It too. But yeah, I think Econ definitely has the weapon composition for this map with all the little ledges, all the little nooks and crannies, so 2 slushers can wreak havoc. However, Conroe, when they're alive again, can also wreak some massive havoc. We saw what they were able to do last game. But let's see if if Econ can hold the zone here. But the V-slider from Rice Shower, it looks like a no.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like We Win In It are able to retake the zone, maintain their very slim lead. But I mean, it's still a fight for the zone, a fight for control. Neither team has really been able to really push completely the other team away, and now one team has. Now Econ is in control of this game. Conroe still fighting with Conroe. Conroe getting a lot right there. That's going to allow We Win In It to get back onto the map. Huge play by Conroe with a Tri-Slasher right there. And We Win In It are back on the zone, back ready to fight for it.
Yeah, and we saw We Win In It utilizing that play from Conroe immediately by going in deep. Conroe getting another double splat, looking at the third. Can they get the third pencil? No, they can unfortunately not, but the pencil does go down, being forced off the map, going for a swim. I know you're a squid, but unfortunately these squids can't swim. Don't recommend trying it. The zone's still in control. We Win In and looking like they're gonna take that lead too. The roller does go down, but too late for Econ. The lead has been swapped. This zone might be in the hands of Econ now, and with 3 players down, they're gonna hold on to it for a little while, but the lead is swapped, and that is huge for We Win In It. That's something they need to give some more pressure. But the low penalty from Econ, I don't think that lead is gonna last that long.
Yeah, right now Econ are in control, and they're done with their penalty, which means they're gonna get that lead right back. And We Win In It back to trying to find a way in. Rice Shower right there has the Reef Slider ready, but needs the angle to go for it. Here comes the Reef Slider on the other side. Lots of players are falling down right now. Econ keeping full control. Can the Dapples get the zone back? All the jumps, like, what just happened? How did We Win get the zone back?
That's an interesting capture indeed. I think a lot of players from Econ got splatted and sent back to their spawn. I'm not exactly sure how that even happened, but it somehow worked out for them. But they have a little work cut out for them. 16 is the score to beat, and that's 48 on the side of We Win In It. The penalty's gone and points being scored, but they have to hold it for quite some time. And there goes Rice Shower, the Deppels. That's not the play you want to lose. The refund is so important. Tristrix coming out too. They're doing everything they can to hold him with 3 players down. That's not gonna happen. Bad Tiger is alive. Rice Shower jumps back in, but with that jump in and a wipeout on the side of We Win It. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially because they're about to be sent to the loser's bracket if they don't find a response right now.
Econ just used all of their resources to take the zone, but it worked, and right now We Win In It are in danger. We're about to enter the last minute, but scratch that, we're about to enter KO territory. Econ are done with their penalty. That Reef Slider is enough to neutralize, but is it enough to cap? All of Econ are there to paint. And right now, that fight for the zone is going to decide the whole game. Can We Win get it back? No, they cannot. And with a wipeout, Econ is going to move forward in this bracket, while We Win will be sent back to the lower one.
It's a tough pill to swallow for a team like We Win In It, being switched or being sent to the losers bracket oh so early on in this tournament. But that's what happens sometimes. Econ beautifully, beautifully done, showing that they are a team, or at least 3 members of a team, with a sub today, but still very, very well played. And actually, is it pronounced Icon? I might be pronounced Icon, actually. Now to think about it.
No idea.
They have like the little, like the music and the star icon next to the name, so I think it might actually be Icon. I don't know if someone of them is watching in the Twitch chat, or if someone in Twitch chat knows how it's pronounced. Please let me know. But Icon takes the first set of tonight, and it always shows the pace that Triton-Cup is going to have today. Beautifully, beautifully done.
Yeah, and our next game is already waiting for us. So we're not gonna waste any second. We're gonna take a very short break so we can join the lobby. It's going to be Blanks versus Amnesia. Don't go anywhere.
And welcome back to Triton-Cup 110. My name is Ed, still joined by my lovely co-host Pat, as we all know, the legendary Fat commentating duo here on Dapple Productions. And we are going right into our next set. So you know some of those names if you watch Battling Pool or other Dapple Production tournaments. It is the legendary Blanks against Amnesia. I am super stoked for the set with 3 lovely maps coming up, 2 which we saw earlier in today's tournament, but 1 we have not seen yet today, and that's we're going to start it off on Splat Zones, Mako, Mart. I absolutely love this. When I played Platoon yesterday, or 2 days ago, I don't remember exactly, I played this exact map both, and it was fun as hell with the L3 jetpack. Hopefully these teams are going to deliver some crazy good gameplay here today, because every time I watch Blanks, they deliver. They absolutely deliver, and I hope they're going to do that today too.
Yeah, and I'd like to add, like, every time we watch Blanks, they're playing better. Every time. They're improving every single time, and their results are following. And one thing to note also, Hat, here we have 3 classic maps of Splatoon. One from Splatoon 1, one from Splatoon 2, one from Splatoon 3. And
No, I'm gonna disagree with you there. That Mako Mart, or not Mako, that my resort, that's not Splatoon. That's not Splatoon.
You're like, that's just, I'm trying to make a beautiful point about poetry.
I'm sorry, I disagree. I will absolutely disagree with you there.
I didn't play on Splatoon 1. I was trying to say something nice. Oh.
I'm so sorry for interrupting you there. I'm so sorry. Let's get started right away. Pat, take it away.
Well, Blanks in yellow are fighting against Amnesia. Amnesia, like players, but you shouldn't scoff at. They're also very good. Right now, as we can see, a lot of fights all around. Everybody knows that it's about controlling the space around the zone, especially the 2 stacks. And right now, it looks like Blanks is going to get that control, but can they get... Oh no, they're not able to ledge camp. They're getting punished for it. They lost 2 players, and now Amnesia is back on the attack thanks to the strikes. They're gonna get the zone.
They might be named Amnesia, but they're definitely not tired or having lack of sleep, because it's a beautiful retake, and getting 3 players on Blanks 2. Beautifully done, and that's going to be a lead swap for Amnesia. Big reslider coming up for face on, but could not connect. Does Splat 11 though with a roll around, so it's not all bad. Looking at that blaster, cannot connect, unfortunately. Splashdown going down in that zone. Does neutralize it, but not yet captured. They finally have it. 54 is the current lead on the side of Amnesia.
Yep.
The blaster still alive. The stamper for Blanks goes down. So does the Splatling. Looking at that turbo, I think it's a Dapples. The camp, or the jumper being camped, but could not be splatted. So does switch hands, so it is now in control of Amnesia. But the question is for how long?
Yeah, I mean, Amnesia able to simply stay there despite Blanks, able to keep a lot of players. Amnesia kept control of the zone, and right now they're done with their penalty. It's forgotten, dare I say, but Blanks are still around to push, to paint, to retake the zone. But Blanks needs to do more than take the zone. They need to win the fights and push Amnesia away. And right now it's not working.
I don't know what's happening with Blanks Need, because usually they play a lot more tight than this. Maybe they're not having their day, or they're just not get warmed up. I'm not sure, but Amnesia doing a very good job on the control side of the map. On the left side to the blaster. Getting rid of that Splatling, getting rid of that Dualies 2. They only just respawned. Stamper trying to fight that, I believe it was a Junior, but could not make it happen. Junior with a beautiful bomb takes that Stamper down. Now players from Blanks are slowly respawning, but they have to act quick. The penalty on the side of Amnesia is gone, and the timer is slowly but surely ticking down. I see the Slosher got splatted. I see Tacticooler up. Big Bubbler 2 on the side of Amnesia. Good defense strategy there. The Booyah Bomb goes on that zone as well. No, it's throwing it at someone from Blanks, and it works because with 2 players down again, that zone cannot be switched. 3 players do go down on the side of Amnesia all of a sudden, and that will allow Blanks to recover that game here, Pat, in the nick of time. They capture it again, but now they have to control it, and that's going to be tough fighting Amnesia.
Yeah, I mean, Amnesia right there have shown mastery of this map, a lot of control of all the fights, and now they're ready. They have their specials being deployed, and they're going in, pushing onto the zone. Can they get in there? Mondi around here, able to apply the bubbler right above the zone, but that's not enough to pay. Blanks are able to keep control. Blanks able to deny the push, to punish the Booyah Bomb. Can they keep the zone right there? If they can keep the zone, they could get back. That is huge for Blanks.
Big blast shot and the splashdown goes down too! Beautiful work by Blanks, who are still in control after all the chaos that Anis was throwing at them. There goes 2 players though. That's not too good. It's only a splatting in that zone to maintain it. Can they hold on to just a couple more ticks, Blanks? They capture it back. 2 players go down and the heat has been swapped. It is Blanks with a comeback and a KO at that to take game number 1. I told you every single time we see them play, they just hit right on the spot.
I mean, like, and both of these teams have shown us such an impressive display of skill. We've seen both teams being able to shut down a push completely and make sure that they would keep the zone. It's just that Blanks did that second and did that a tiny bit better with a bit less points to score, which means they got the KO, which means they got game number 1. But Manhat, that was close. That was very, very close. That could have gone either way. And going into Mahi result, I mean, I can't wait. These 2 teams have a lot to show us.
Absolutely. But I was a little bit scared because Blanks had to warm up. You saw at the beginning of the game, Pat. They were rusty. They were slow, and I honestly think they were a bit sluggish in the beginning. They had the opening capture, but after that, just could not find their foot in the ground until about halfway through. I'm glad they got that beautiful KO and the comeback, but still, it looked a little bit rusty and it looked a little rough, and that's, I think, where Amnesia can still shine. In a map like Mahi Resort, it has more nooks and crannies for those weapons to play around. So I'm interested how Blanks is going to fight this one off.
Honestly, to me, like, it felt like the first half of the game was mostly Amnesia popping off, especially their Air Blast was everywhere, was getting the flanks, was getting the surprise, and forcing Blanks to always look behind their shoulders. And Blanks, they got used to that. Once they knew what to expect, where to look, they managed to match the fight. But Amnesia really created the surprise there. And as you said, Blanks was not ready. Now that they are, it's Amnesia's turn to learn. But it's hard to learn when you have Amnesia, dare I say.
Well, yeah, you only have up to 5 minutes to really learn this game, and then at the same time, you also have a team like Amnesia absolutely shredding you. So, great job for Blanks indeed to learning how that S+ was playing. But I think this is going to pose some interesting challenges to do, because Amnesia had a junior, which on its own I think is already an interesting weapon to play.
Yeah.
Especially in today's meta. But that bubble can be so incredibly strong, especially on left entry to that zone on the side of Blanks. The bubble can instantly shut everything down if placed well. So Blanks has to work cut out for them there. But I think, like you said, they're starting to learn the players off. Amnesia is starting to learn the pattern, starting to learn where they are positioned often and what their special usage is. I think they can manage it fine, I think, about halfway through. If Amnesia doesn't hold for too long in the beginning, Blanks can work it through. Or maybe earlier now, because they know what weapons they play. Unless Amnesia has some interesting weapon switches. But do you expect any players of either team switching weapons? Because I don't really think weapon switches is of the essence here.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the weapons. I mean, these are players that know their tools, well. There might be micro adjustments, but I don't imagine something big happening in terms of what we'll see. These are solid weapons that all of these players are bringing, and I expect these weapons to come back. One thing you said about Amnesia having that junior with Bubbler, and that's a great junior player too. So like Blanks really needs to pay attention to that. We saw Blanks struggle with paint quite often, especially when there's a junior with a bubbler next to the zone. Painting is hard. And well, that's a bit of change from Blanks. Yeah, they have Tetris now.
I'm more looking at that Spanish shot, bro. That's a bold one.
That's a V Pro. Oh,
that's you know what I'm saying? That's a regular Pro. We saw the Forge in what was it? We saw the Forge in the zone last weekend. That's already interesting to me. But then they also have Vanilla Special Pro now. What is going on with Splatoon, ladies and gentlemen? That's a very interesting pick. Big opening on the side of Amnesia, though, as we see Blanks throwing in that Buiwon, trying to neutralize that zone, trying to get some momentum on their side. Does not look like it's been working, as the zone is in the hands of Amnesia again. And with 3 players down and almost wiped out Faison, fighting with their life. Will they wipe out? No! Amnesia takes a beautiful, beautiful start of this game.
Yeah, great move by Amnesia in blue. By the way, CKK, we need the scorecard again. And right now, all of Blanks are trying to go in. They're dropping a bit early, but they're still able to cap the zone. Apply penalty, and with 2 players down onto Amnesia, Blanks will get to breathe a little bit. I mean, going down to 30 in the first push is huge for Amnesia. Now Blanks need to answer.
Yeah, Blanks can definitely answer this. We saw how they did it last game, and I think you can predict how you're gonna do it this game, but I'm interested in that Vanilla Pro. How can it fight? Because I know there's a crowd tank, but also the little weak point sensor special. I always get the name of it because I don't think anyone ever uses it.
Mind marker.
Yeah. I'm wondering how they're going to use it to their extent. They fortunately lost the zone there, and that allows Amnesia to get a lot of map control very, very quickly, might I add. They painted that map blue in a couple seconds. They only have a 3-tick penalty left back, so the penalty is not that long. We see them already getting slowly set up, but nobody has a special at ready for Amnesia right now.
Yeah. So, at a French lad, I had the opportunity to ask a top player about V-Pro because they were playing it and they managed to win the LAN with it. So I asked them and they told me, like, as long as you're able to play with your teammates off of the sub, it's actually a very good weapon. But right now, Amnesia are still holding the zone, and with 3 players down, it's only the Tetris left for Blanks. That's going to be Amnesia retaking control and commandingly getting the game. I don't think Blanks has the time to paint. Nope. Yeah, that's going to be 1-1. We're going to game 3 again, Hat.
What a tournament today. Vanilla Pro 2 times game 3. What is happening with Splatoon today?
Hey.
Carnage, absolute carnage. But Amnesia right there, showing their strength, showing what they wanted to do in game 1 and executing their plan. Super, super beautiful. But Blanks, I don't want to say it there, Pat. I really don't, but they had no chance. It felt like they had 1 push to get some points in the zone, but after that, they just had, before and after, they had no chance whatsoever, and especially once they lost that zone.
Yeah.
It felt like game over. It felt like they were doing what We Win in it was doing. Scrambling, rough, going in 1 by 1, trying to be a bit heroic.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with Blanks today, but every time I'm used, like you said, I'm used to seeing them play better every time I see them, but now, this game too, they look like they've been playing worse.
I don't think so. Hear me out. Okay. Mahi is an interesting map because you have lots of options to go back onto the zone. But they're also all a drop. They're all dangerous in their own way. And right there, Blanks took a bit too much risk, and Amnesia was able to punish them, really. And on this map, it's hard to not get punished because you have to drop, you have to find your way in. I do agree that Blanks were a bit too hasty into pushing, but it was like the difference between a good push and an absolute disaster on Mahi is very, very slim. Now going on to Barnacle, I think this comp that they're bringing is right for Barnacle, and they'll be able to play off of it because both Dapples and the Vanilla Pro will be able to do better here.
Swapping off the tap for Dapples, I think it's a good play. I like the V-Pro still allowing a little bit more range to counter that S-Blast, which is a very, very bold choice. But it might just work. Faison just sharking there, waiting to go in. It does go in and get the split on the slusher. And the second one from the Junior too, along with the teammate Benji. Big plays coming from the V-Pros, playing like a regular Spanish Pro. Opting that long range is not the way to go. Blader X going into beautiful opening by Blanks here, doing the exact opposite of game number 2.
Yeah, but you shouldn't wait too long in your Booyah Bomb. That's a punish right there. And now Amnesia is bringing the answer with the strikes and the Booyah. They're able to deny the Dapples. Can they get back onto the zone? Though they haven't taken enough control, and there's still 2 players to defend for Blanks. Amnesia trying to get back in, trying to get their momentum going, but Blanks are still scoring balls. Oh, what's happening?
I don't know, Pat. I don't know what's happening, but Amnesia being shredded left to right. It might look like it's going to be 100-0. 2 players down instead of Blanks, though. Amnesia have to go and have to go in now. Big bubbler from the junior. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. The splat lane goes down. The zone is taken. 69 points of penalty applied to Blanks. But what an opening push on the side of Blanks. 100-9. And that's a big hurdle for Amnesia. That's a mountain they have to climb right now. They can do it. We've seen it before from players like them. But it's going to be so tough here, Pat.
And they are climbing that mountain right now. They already passed the halfway mark. The Reef Slider is thrown onto the zone, though, and with 2 players down, can Amnesia defend? Right there, Mondi activating the blah blah. Mondi knows that they can paint a lot, but all Blanks are around, ready to paint, and that's a huge penalty that's applied. With 3 minutes left in the game, Blanks is still in the lead.
I know the penalty from Blanks is bigger, but for Amnesia is way heavier because that penalty is not the only thing they have to cross to the lead. They still have about 23 points. After that, 2 players go down on either side, but it is Blanks now with more players active on the field. He's gonna help them a ton. Crab tank from Benji online, and look at the S-Blast! Beautiful shot! 2 players down on the side of Blanks. And that's a zone recapture for Amnesia. That S-Blast absolutely shutting down the Crab Tank. Huge place there. The Sludge going in, gets the duties and gets the Splat 2. Get 2! The Stamper does refract that Splusher, but that's gonna cost Blank some time. And that's the last thing they really want to spend right now, because that might be the most important resource they have left in this defense.
Amnesia right now doing everything right, winning the fights they need to win and taking control. They're done with their huge penalty hat. They are done and they are scoring more point Blanks. No, they don't have much time. They need this push to work. The Crab Tank is over. Benji trying to go in. We're so close to the lead right there, but Blanks able to go in and paint 2 down onto Amnesia as well. Can Blanks really take control with 1.5 minutes? It looks like they will be in, but they are still in control of this game, but still, it's still anybody's game. It's so back and forth.
2 points of difference indeed. The fact that there's about 1.5 minutes left is absolutely crazy. That's how much these teams have been fighting. Left and right, back and forth. Nobody is giving each other any moment of rest. And that's what we want to see. Boom goes in, can they neutralize in time? The penalty is almost, the bench over. There's no points left in the zone. They neutralized it. Can they capture? That's important. There's only a junior in the fight alongside the pencil. Blanks capture with Amnesia, neutralize it again in a second, and they do retake! They do maintain some form of gameplay here, they do maintain themselves, but can they hold it with 3 players down? They lost it now, but it's a tough one. Penalty was applied, Pat, so they have one more chance to get that zone.
Yeah. 30 seconds for Amnesia to get an incredible comeback, but it's looking pretty dire for them. Blanks has control of the map. There's only 1 push to go. They lost their Slusher. They only have the Bubbler ready. They need to get in on 20 seconds left. And I mean, we're close to a KO right now. Can they get onto the zone? They're bringing everything they have. The Booyah Bomb comes too late. Blanks just snatches that victory and gets through. But what a game, what a set, Hat.
This was honestly one of the most hype Barnacle and Dimes I have ever seen. And it is only winners round 3. Might I add that before we go to any conclusions on how this could have been a finals if we wanted it to. Deserved Game 3. Crazy comeback from Blanks to start. Domination from Amnesia, and they're both teams showing their absolute top form on Barnacles and Dime. But it is Blanks taking game number 3 and moving up that legendary Triton-Cup bracket. But I feel like Triton-Cup is one of those weekly tournaments you just need to win at least once in your life, because it's not only a double tournament, which are already one of the best in the scene right now, but it's a splat zones only tournament, and that always it just has something in Splatoon, right? Even if you're not from Splatoon 1. I think Splatstone's tournament always have something like, yeah, this really shows your team and how well you can play together. But this also shows specialization, because you're focusing on one thing and every team is hyper focused on just this one game mode, and there's so much less noise coming from other game modes, weird team compositions, odd strategies that teams throw you in, like Clemens and Raymaker, that can put you off. It's really hyper focused on that zone, and I think that's always something. And I don't know if Blanks ever won a Triton-Cup. I'm looking at the badges right now on their players, but it does not seem like they've ever won one.
Hey, they're getting there, but they still have a lot of work to do. In the next round, they're likely to face our seed number 1. I'm just saying likely because it's now seed number 1 is facing Icon right now. On our side, on the side of our stream, we're gonna watch round 4, a different round 4. It's going to be seed 4 versus seed 5 right after this break. And welcome back to Triton Cup 110. I am still Pat, still with Hat, ready to watch some more Splat Zones action, and it's going to be Memory going against Ice Ice. And because we're far enough into winner's bracket, my dear Hat, we're now in a best of 5.
I love best of 5. It does bring a more interesting dynamic towards how the teams are going to play and how the teams are going to pick their weapons. And we're going to start off with a lot of maps we have not seen in today's stream yet. Some of those are Humpback Pumpjack and my absolute favorite Splatoon map, Urchin Underpass. But starting it off, Humpback Pump Track Memory against Ice Ice. Look at the players right now. I can't exactly show or say what players play what weapons, so we have to kind of figure that out as we go along. But knowing a map like Humpback Pumpback, Pencil and Slusher are of the absolute essence, and maybe a funny ass blast or a custom blaster might also be on the lookout, because the blasters are a nuisance for the pencils.
I think like on this map, anything that is good with elevation is going to have an edge now. Let's see how these two teams are doing. That's a double Slusher comp on the side of Ice Ice. I mean, they're the ones who chose this map, so I'm not that surprised to see them bring the Slusher. Slusher is so good on here, but there's Tri-Slusher on the side of Memory, and Tri-Slusher can do a lot of damage.
I like how it's also the new Tri-Slusher on the side of Memory, not opted to go for the tactical one, going for a new one too. Beautiful splats coming in by the Slusher from Ice Ice. One of the Slushers getting a third on Ziki. That's big. Looking at Stargazing and gets them too. This is a popping off and a fourth one against Bling Bling. Ice Ice, beautiful opening there with a quad from that Slusher.
Yeah, the explosive power of a good Slusher can do so much. And right there, I mean, there's two Slusher on this team. You are never safe if you're on the side of Memory. And right now, Memory just lost 2 players right before they started to push. That is so rough. That Tri-Slusher, the last squid surviving this push, is going to be sent back to spawn as well. Ice Ice simply taking control of this game, punishing left and right, and not stopping, but Memory able to apply penalty, able to get back onto the zone. Now can they take control? They lost 2 players had, but they're still winning.
If Splatter's color screen, however, will definitely make a difference, forcing players back in position they don't want to be at. Memory finally captures that zone, but it took a long while and does allow 3 members from Ice Ice to spawn and attack can be put out on the field. The slot, one of the S-Blast does go down. Tri-Track coming out for Ice Ice, and with no hesitation whatsoever, they retake that. So Shy Guy fights one, jumps out, fights Stargazing, and gets them off the map. Beautifully done by Ice Ice, and they are showing crazy offensive power right now. Tacticuda is out on that zone, will allow them to push, but Memory also the Tacticuda, but looking at that, almost nobody picked up those drinks.
Yeah, but it's 2 down on each side right now. Lots of trades coming in. Can Memory use that to get the zone? Yes, they're able to get it, but can they also get the control? That's the thing that they've been struggling with, really pushing Ice Ice away back into their spawn. Right now, Ice Ice are already back on the attack, back in painting mode, with constantly a Slusher creating the threat and getting the splats. It is so rough to defend against that, as Ice Ice are still pushing.
Ice Ice going absolutely strong right now. Memory is trying their best and getting zone captures left and right. 2 players getting splattered. 3 players getting splattered, but one of them has a tactical, so it will be a quick respawn. But that's beautifully done by Memory, and that's something they really needed. That is some time. Their penalty is over, and points are being scored again, and they're not that far off from the lead. 2 players go down from Ice Ice again. Beautiful spectacle screen by Stargazing, who's creating havoc in that spawn, getting another splat while they're at it, and this might just be enough for that lead to be retaken. And as they score the points, that lead has been swapped, and Ice Ice Splat are in some trouble right now.
Yeah, right now Memory got the huge comeback. They really struggled to take control, but once they were there, they made a lot of points. But Ice is still on the attack, still trying to get the fights right there. The Slushers are doing the work. Oh, and dancing around the zone, taking a lot. Ziki is going to be sent back now. It's only the pencil. Sky is sent away. Ice back in control, and we've had a lot of back and forth. There isn't that much penalty left on them.
This is what you get when you put two seats next to each other together. You get some crazy back and forth games because the skill difference might not be as big. Tri-Strikes coming out on his over memory, getting a beautiful capture and defending that lead, maintaining control. That's important right now. It's about a minute left, so if they can prioritize getting that zone at least neutral or captured so they maintain the lead, is a huge priority. Crab Tank going out on the side of Ice, but Stargazing going around Roman trying to get that splat. They doesn't connect. The Crab Tank still alive, and the penalty from Ice is now over. They're going in the recapture. In time, 2 points scored. But a wipeout will seal that deal off. 30 seconds left, Pat, and Ice still needs to get that lead in control.
Ice, like they need not only to push, but to keep the zone afterwards and win in overtime. It's going to be pretty rough for them. Memory all around West Zone waiting for them. They have everything ready. 15 seconds left. Can Ice get onto there? The strikes are going to paint the zone. Apply penalty, but you need to do more than that. You need to take control. Pencil down. The Tri-Slusher is down. The last is forced to jump away. Ice take control right in time for overtime. Now, can they hold? They only need to hold for a few seconds. There isn't much time left, but all the specials are flying. The specials are not enough. The specials are not enough. Ice are holding, and now they're about.
Will the blast be enough? Will it be enough? It will. It will. Holy cow! I need a second there, Pat. What was that last zone fight? Holy smokes!
And we keep getting close game after close game. This is a hot Triton Cup. This is why we want more Triton Cup in our lives. And this is only game number 1. And it's in favor of Memory. Now, Ice, they chose this map. They wanted to go play on Humpback. Memory managed to adapt. Now we're going to Memory's map, which is going to be Barnacle and Dime. It's on Ice to find a way to get a comeback, especially since they're a point down.
Yeah, but looking at how Ice plays, I think they can find something, because that was what? I'm looking at that clip right now. That was literally a one-tick difference between winning and losing. Yeah. So I think Ice, they can do it. They can absolutely do it. Their comp works. Their players work nicely together. Memory just had that edge at the end by getting a direct blaster splat in the middle of the zone, which helps so much for Paint. But
I think for Barnacle, you drop the double slusher. I think they should change their comp.
They should change this comp. It doesn't go away from the fact that these players play beautifully together. I think that's important. They can get one of the slushers and take, for example, maybe a Dapple Duel with a Reef-Slider if they feel like going crazy. Or maybe you can do double slusher if you have alternative ones, like a Tri-Slusher that's more focused on painting.
Or Dread.
Or Dread, for example. Yeah, too. Dread is Reef-Slider too.
Yeah.
It can have a Reef-Slider, so that can also definitely work. So double slusher, I think it can work. I don't know if I would personally do it. I don't think I want to, because a shooter is nice. Like having a Crab Tank with your team, for example. It is nice. But looking at how Ice plays, I wouldn't be surprised if they put it off. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, and I think they should change comp, because that double slusher is something you bring for Humpback. It's not something you necessarily want for Barnacle. But yeah, as you said, it was so close. It was down to a single tick. Anybody could pull through, and any micro adjustment right there is going to give that team a major edge, because it is so close.
Yeah, but what I like about these teams fighting is how much they utilize their specials together. We saw it with opening with a split color screen, followed up by Tri-Strikes, making it a little bit more difficult to see where those Tri-Strikes are going to land. That's something Memory was doing beautifully, and I like that they're playing the splat color screen, you don't see it too often because the special
Yeah.
is not... It's not bad per se, but it's not that great. It's very situational. Very much depends on your opposing team and how comfortable you are with the weapons that have it, because they're not the greatest in the world. But Memory was utilizing it like a dream, utilizing it perfectly. Teams are taking a little time to get ready, but here they are. Splat zones on Barnacle and Dime. 1-0 for Memory, who are doing a fantastic job. We see a sloshing machine coming out, but we see that Ice is sticking with their weapon comp. They are confident, but that machine sticks out. And to me personally, with the Memory, I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, it feels like Memory is the team that changed their plays despite having something that's more adapted to Barnacle. But I mean, prove me wrong, Ice. Show me how wrong I can be right now. It looks like Ice are taking control over the zone, are getting the few good fights, and are pushing forward. Never mind. Okay, Ice is doing okay on here.
I think what I saw from the sky view, Ice not having a hold on the map control, only around the mid area, and you might want to also get some behind you for flankers. Giant tri-strikes coming in for Memory, getting a big capture on the zone and applying penalty onto Ice. Ice quickly with the retake. It's still going to cost him some time, and the last two players here, Ice only lost their Slosher Stargazing, so they still have a faster respawn. The special medic does go down on the sidelines, and that's not that great for the retake. Penalty on the side of Ice has been overpaid, and they are doing a very good job on the defense.
Yeah, Memory right there, getting back control over the zone, and now activating the Booyah Bomb after taking control. I like to see that. That means they get a lot of space from that. But Ice is still around, still ready to fight, and with the Sloshers, I mean, again, it's constant fighting with them, and the strikes are back on the zone, forcing another repaint. Here's the answer from strikes from Memory to make sure that they stay in there, that they match the amount of paint that is thrown onto them. Ooh, lots of players down right now. Can Ice take control of this? It looks like they're able to take the paint.
Beautifully done by Ice, still showing that they're strong in the defense, and it looked like they were playing last game, but last game around this time, it was Memory who came back. It was Memory who took that lead with a beautiful capture. Can they do it again? 3 players down, make it look difficult, and with Ziki going down, that is a delayed wipe. Beautiful stuff by Ice, who just got rid of their penalty too, who are charging up their specials, who are preparing a defense. I see the tactical going online, no other specials ready, and one of the starters goes down. Bling with the tri-strikes, trying to get control of the zone, trying to capture it. Capturing it, they do. The Slosher also went down. Ziki has fallen as well on the side of Memory, but they are now in control. But not for long. Ice fast with the retake here, Pat.
Yeah, Memory managed to push, managed to apply a penalty, but Ice is still in that fight and still in control of the map right now. We see Memory staying on their side of the map, but winning a few fights. Can they take? Can they move forward now? That's the whole question. They're able to take the zone. That is huge. All of the team is there ready to take the next fight, but we're back to neutrals for control of mid now.
It's back and forth again, like it was on Humpback Bump Track, only this time Ice seem to be more dominant in this map, seem to be more in control of the situation, and that is really good. Tri-strike coming in right after Memory captures that zone, neutralizes it, but it does not hold. Memory, however, no penalty, and we saw what happened last game when they had no penalty. They scored points very quickly. Tri-strike to get another penalty. Beautiful splat against Ziki. Beautiful card, casing 2. Looking at Sky, looking at Bling, but forced back. The pencil is just too much of a threat to fight up close. We know how much damage it can do. It's been doing that for the past couple years, and it's not about to stop right now. But Pat, no penalty anymore for Ice. That's scoring points here now.
Oh! Well, it's Ice, no penalty, full control of the map with a wipeout. They're in the worst positions from Memory. Memory is in trouble. It looks like Ice is going to tie up the score. I mean, it was close until it wasn't, Hat.
Yeah, that wipeout at the end... Oh, I almost dropped my bottle, sorry. That wipeout at the end sealed the deal there, but Ice had a bit of a change. They were so dominant during this game, where we saw a lot of back and forth in the previous game. Ice Ice was primarily dominant here, and I like to see how they improved. I like to see how they proved both of us wrong by playing the double slusher perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, they felt more confident, more at ease on Barnacle than they did on Huntback, a map that is supposed to be perfect for the slusher. And right now, Ice Ice answering Memory, getting the 1-1, which means we're pretty much back to a best of 3 hat, going into the next map, which I know you're happy to see.
Urchin Underpass. It is the very, very first map I ever played when I started playing Splatoon back in August of 2016. Unfortunately, not at the release of Splatoon 1, but right after. And I have been waiting patiently during Splatoon 2, thinking, alright, this map's gonna be back, and then it wasn't. And then Splatoon 3, I was waiting patiently until I thought it was never coming back. But then Nintendo blessed us with the 10.0 update and brought back Urchin Underpass. And I cannot be happy, man. I will always talk about my vast memories of this map with a smile, and the fact that they recreated it and basically left it as is, only doing some minor improvements here and there. I love Nintendo for that. They did an excellent job creating life back into Urchin Underpass. But this map not only gives me vast memories of a happier time, maybe, it also gives me joy still, because it brings interesting dynamics and it brings interesting games. Because of the map's sheer size and the way cover is placed, you can actually play a lot of different weapons here. A lot of different compositions work. I don't expect Ice Ice to switch it up here. Maybe some switches coming in from Memory, and they do. And hello?
What?
That's a Vanilla Dapple and a Zinc Mini? What?
Right. Well, with the Zinc Mini, you get more nostalgia from Splatoon 1, I guess.
For real?
Also, Memory brought a carbon. Like, we have both teams switching up their games, and for this map, you have to change how you play a little bit. We're still learning how to win on here, but one thing for sure, there's more flanks, there's more ways to play here, and you can bring more short-range options. It's going to work right now. Memory are going to take early control. Can they push ahead of the zone, though? It looks like they're able to, but the fight is not done. Ice Ice still... Oh, wait! Ice Ice lost a lot. That bubbler is going to secure the jumps, but can they maintain momentum? Can they retake the zone?
Oh, that Car Roller down. Now they might have a chance, but until then, that Car Roller is priority target number 1, Pat. You saw how much trouble it can bring, how much havoc it can bring, how much damage it can do, and that's how Memory played this beautifully. Ice Ice now controls the zone, but losing 2 players again. The fact that they're not playing range, I know I just said you can play a lot of various stuff on this map, but not having a pencil or a Splatling right now, like a longer range Splatling, is tough. It's a very big risk for Ice Ice. They can definitely pull it off. It's going to be a tough one, especially with that pencil and that Ass Blast Memory doing very, very good work on the crowd control here.
Yeah, right now Memory very solid, very much in control of the map, but losing their front lines right now. Roman with the Zini is back on the zone with a bubbler. That's Ice Ice reapplying penalty, keeping themselves in the game. But they need more than penalty. They need to take control. And right now, huge splat onto the S-Blast that was sharking around. And but it's also 2 down onto Ice Ice. Seb with the Dapples is punished. All of Memory is back in fighting positions and winning these fights as well. Huge fights, huge picks by Memory. They're in control of the zone.
This is the map pick by Ice Ice too, so Memory is doing a very, very good job here on the map, which is Ice Ice might be more comfortable on, but like I said earlier, not having range is a big troublesome work, and crowd control from Memory is what they're excelling at right now. Technically is going out on the side of Ice Ice. We see the S-Blast gone down as well. That's some crowd control gone. Tri-Strike coming out, trying to get rid of the pencil, trying to paint that zone. Does paint the zone indeed, but losing players super quickly. That will allow Memory to quickly retake that zone, and this is what Ice Ice is struggling with right now. They cannot maintain control. They can get some bursts of points in, but that's about it. Tries are going out again. capture that zone, but can they hold it against the Junior, against the Pencil that just got splattered against an S-Blast? No, they cannot.
Versus Stu right there. Who is going to win this next fight? It looks like Memory, thanks to their blast, are able to maintain a lot of presence. They're gonna retake the zone. A penalty, pretty small, had Memory in a very, very good spot. There's gonna score some more.
Yeah, Memory still strong on the defense, still strong on the offense too. And 3 down again for Ice Ice. Tries to paint some points on that zone, or so paint something on that zone. Apply penalty. That's important, but the penalty is only 4 ticks. That's not a whole lot. Big splat by that Calm Roller. Does go down by a bomb. Zingmini goes in, but the Tacticooler counts as cover, and Blink Blink finds a way to survive. Still going strong. The Slusher does connect and get them splattered, but now Starglazing is going in. Can they find that Slusher? Yes, they can, but misses the job. That is huge, and this is a moment for Ice Ice to finally score some big points.
Yep.
Losing 2 players right as I say that. Gonna cost them.
Yeah, last minute of the game, and Memory is keeping the control, is keeping the pace. And right now, look at Bling Bling with Virginia. Oh well, look at Seb with the doubles, forced away, forced back, and very much Memory making sure that they have every angle of this map down at. It was Ice Ice that chose to go on this map, but for the 3rd time, the team that chose the map lost on that map.
Well, might go down to game 5. That is going to be how it's going to play now, but I loved the composition from Ice Ice. For my heart, I love it. But for my head, I don't know if I would have picked that myself. Not having range, like a solid longer range weapon, like a longer splatling or like a pencil, hurts them so much. And the Dapple is nice, but fighting against a Calm Roller too, maybe they did not expect that. Maybe they expected the Stamper to be there, not the Calm Roller. I'm not sure. I can, of course, not look in the heads of Ice Ice. But having to fight a Calm Roller with a comp like that is so difficult, because the Calm Roller, like in Splatoon 1, it can create so much carnage on Urgent Underpass. It can wreak havoc. It can go literally everywhere, almost unnoticed. So many nooks and crannies and little stupid edges. It can hide behind such a wide area too, by the way. Because the map is quite wide. There's a lot of little spots where the Carbon can just shark. Ice Ice was struggling here a lot. Like, you noticed it too. They were... Oh, sorry. I thought Memory won, not Ice Ice, right?
Memory won, CKK.
I see Ice Ice now on my screen.
CK is doing a great job, but he's pretty tired today, so we're apologizing. Memory just won that game.
Yeah, I was about to say, Ice Ice was struggling here. I think you noticed it too. They did not find ways to go in. They did not find ways to even paint the map. And honestly, kind of relied on a bubbler from the Zinc Mini and Tri-Strikes from the Slushers to capture that zone. And that does not spell good sign here.
I think Carbon was the pick there, because it does a job very similar to the Slushers, which is very explosive, can deal a lot of damage, except the Carbon can one-shot you, can one-hit KO you, especially with a Burst Bomb to help. And the Slusher can't match that. And they're bringing a Dread! That's the kind of adjustment that Ice Ice needs to do. And right now, their comp looks much more rounded up and ready to fight. But they're down 2-1, so they need to win this game, Hat.
They definitely do. It's match point status for Memory, and Memory wants that win, but they lost 2 players early, and that might just spell disaster for that zone capture. But no, as I say, that Commentator's Curse kicks in, and with 2 players down, they still managed to capture that zone. Now, we don't have the overlay on stream yet, but I can tell you that it is Memory in the yellow, and it is Ice Ice in the blue.
Yeah, and Ice Ice able to take control right there. 2 down on Memory, but good control all around the zone. And bad Crab Tank deployed on the Great, helping Seb on the pencil right now. Look at that, 3 down and a jump out. Ice Ice is taking full control. We're on Memory's map pick, which means Ice Ice is winning, of course.
Ice Ice is doing a fantastic job here. Indeed, they picked a more conventional comp, and I'm glad they did that because it's been working out so well for the Memory. Not having a chance to go in, they have the tactical at the ready, but they have to utilize it to find a way in, and it does not look like Ice Ice is giving them a chance. Beautiful, beautiful pencil shot, getting rid of that machine, getting rid of that tactical bonus. That's the one weapon you want to get rid of. Two players do go down inside the Ice Ice. Tactical does go out in the zone, trying to cover it up, trying to maintain control with a Booyah Bomb. That control is short-lived, but a score from 100 to 8. Giant push for Ice Ice. And Memory now, Pat, has some work cut out for them.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to take control. They managed to set themselves up. The big question is, what are they going to do with that? The Crab Tank is already deployed, facing a bubbler and forcing everybody to move, but the Reef Slider is going to cap the zone. And that's all Ice Ice need to do. We believe that they have. They can simply recap the zone every once in a while. That's very nice for them. They are keeping the fight near the zone. They're happy with it. But with 3 players down, Memory are getting more control, are getting back onto the zone. And I mean, it's still early. They don't have that much penalty.
Slowly but surely, indeed, they are getting the control back. They are finding ways to split players. 2 players did go down, though, right as they lost their penalty. So the restarter from the threat, who runs the pencil over. That zone is quickly retaken by Memory. Memory scored some point from 58 to 51. It's not a whole lot, but still some improvement. It's better than nothing, of course. But Memory is not in control. Ice Ice doing a good job on the defense, slowly pushing them back. But can they hold is the question. Ice Ice is pushing forward quite aggressively. And it already cost them the pencil. It cost them their bucket too, trading with the S-Blast. And that might actually cost them the zone here. Reefslider coming out from the Dread. Does get the zone, but gets refract instantly. And I don't think they can hold the zone after that for that much longer.
Yeah, I mean, a big fight coming in. Oh, wait! I mean, Ice were able to maintain their presence a long time there, and Zeke is going to be punished as well. Ice still in the run. 1.5 minutes left in the game. Memory almost done with their penalty. Ice pushing once again. Ice is constantly sending one player to reapply penalty once more. And they lose 2 players. They don't mind. Penalty was applied. Oh, they have a Crab Tank to maintain some chaos. Memory. They need not only to win the fight, they need to keep the zone.
That's definitely their primary objective. They have a bit more than a minute left. The penalty is over, and you know, like this, that lead is still massive, 40 to 8. But the points are ticking down. The time is running out, and Ice looking at that lead like, it's maybe not as big as we thought. We might have to push in, and Memory doing a great job at keeping them at bay. Roman coming in with a Crab Tank, trying to put some pressure. This guy says no with the pencil. They do capture the zone, but this Crab Tank was heavily denied. 2 players do go down on the side of Memory. That is big for Ice because Memory just withered down their points from 51 to 16, Pat, but 30 seconds left for Memory to get that control back in their hands. With 3 splats, they can and will do that.
Yeah, right now, Memory keeping themselves in the game. There is not much penalty left on them going into the last 15 seconds. They have the opportunity to come back. Ice. Right now, the Reef Slider is ready. The Reef Slider is probably going to happen very soon. Here it goes with the strikes. If we apply his penalty, forcing Memory to look back and paint. Can Memory get it back? No! We are going to a game number 5.
We are breaking conventional laws of Splatoon tournament streaming history, because usually Game 5s are reserved for the losers bracket, but here, today on stream, every single game has reached their climax, has reached their tiebreaker, and Ice versus Memory. What a set to watch, what a team, well, I was going to say, but what a set to watch indeed, and what plays these teams make. They're doing an excellent job, both of them fighting to their absolute limit in order to get that spot in the winners semi-finals. If we look at the bracket now between these games, you see that in the other winners round 4, it is High, the seed number 1, who beat Blanks, and the other games it is 6 AM who beat EZMD, and it is the Canadian Maple Leaf who are still duking it out against Dope. But with that out of the way, we can focus on our set on the stream, Mako Mart. I think if there are 2 Splatoon maps to fight a climax on like this, it's either Mako Mart or Hagglefish Market. I think this is just a perfect small form factor map to duke it out with such 2 close-headed teams.
Well, if there's one thing we've learned from this set is that selecting a map is pretty hard. Both of these teams have lost on the maps they picked.
But they both picked this one, so Pat, how's that going to work out?
They're both going to lose, I don't know, the game's going to crash maybe. But I hope we get to see 2 slushers again. I mean, Ice, even if it's not the slusher, we're going to see 2 slushers on this map for sure. I hope we see the Carbon coming back as well, because, I mean, this is Carbon Haven. This is
really Carbon Haven, yeah. This is one of those Carbon Haven maps, and there it is. Stargazing, picking it back, double. No! Yes, it is. Sorry, it is double slusher. The draft with the color always looks so off. But it is double slusher, so you predicted both weapons or comps beautifully. That restarter here, oh so powerful, not only for taking the opposing side zone, but also doing massive damage in that tighter little area. Slushers, of course, strong, but Carbon Roller might be the strongest weapon on this map. Absolute Carbon Haven indeed. Ice. Not with the zone capture at first, but with the first some passive points. Carbon Roller fighting that slusher, winning against that slusher. And that is where Memory captures zone their path. And now both teams are setting up for a defense and attack scenario.
Yeah. I mean, the big question of this game is going to be, can Ice shut down that Carbon? If they're able to shut down that Carbon, they can win the game, but otherwise they're going to have a very, very bad time and go into losers final, into losers bracket. Right now, 2 versus 2, we're still fighting for the zone as Memory is just chipping away at some points, but they're getting for free. Ice ready to fight. Oh, and getting a few extra picks. The Carbon is on the zone, but the Carbon is dancing around, and he's not. He's sent back to spawn. Ice win this one. Ice take control. They have paint around. Now can they stop Memory from pushing in? With the crab tank, it looks like they're well set.
Not only a crab tank, attack the cooler too. Restarter going out from that dread. Does not connect. Does do with it distracting, I guess, but I don't think the restarter was that calculated. More used to just use it. It does buy them some time though, because 2 players do go down on the side of Memory, and Ice has scored some big points here. Shy Guy goes down by Bling Bling, who is now facing off that slusher. Sep looking over the zone, looking at Bling Bling, but Tri-Strikes are going to make it difficult to see through. The zone is neutralized by Memory, but Ice is doing a fantastic job to maintain that control. Memory cannot find an opening. That Carbon Roller is now pushing in with a Booyah Bomb, but is denied from going down any further. 2 players down on the side of Ice Repet as Memory takes that zone, but a huge lead coming in from Ice.
Yeah, Ice right there took a big lead. That is going to allow them to command a lot of the pace in the rest of this game, as they did just right there on Crab Leg. Now, it's Memory's turn to be in control. It's Memory's turn to hold the zone. They lost their Carbon though, which is their first line of fight. And the Rift Slider is there to paint the zone. Oh, can they follow up on the paint? Yes, we're halfway through the game, and Ice are maintaining their lead, are maintaining some penalty onto Memory.
Memory now in control. Memory now with a lot of specials ready or almost ready. The S-Blast has the Booyah Bomb ready. Tactical is out in the field. The pencil is down. The Special Medic has their Tri-Strikes ready too. The Carbon almost ready for the Trizuka. But it doesn't matter. Ice quickly takes that zone in that blue color. Says, no, I don't care if you have a lot of specials. We have paint potential, and they're utilizing it towards the max. Memory very much relying on that Carbon Roller from Stargazing to get a lot of the work done. 2 beautiful splats by Ice. 3 players down on the side of Memory Pet, as that penalty from Ice is slowly but surely trickling down.
I'm pretty sure a Booyah Bomb hit the ceiling from Memory, and that's what allowed Ice to take control right there. Ice right now done with their penalty, but also losing 3 players. Memory is back in the game. They need to cap, they do so, but now they need to hold. They need to hold I mean, we're about to enter the last minute, and Memory just lost 2 players. It's going to be so rough for them to stay on top of the zone. Their pencil being on the zone is going to be rough. They're forced out as Ice is taking back control right now. I mean, we really have 2 teams that are so close, so evenly matched. But only one can stay on top, and it looks like Ice is winning the fights right there, getting more and more huge plays by the Dreadringer, able to get the splats. With 45 seconds left, Memory needs a monster push now.
They still have some time, but not a whole lot. 45 seconds might not be the biggest concern. It's the fact that the penalty from Ice is only 12 ticks now. Stargazing on the side going in, but the Dread got him. And the Dread forces them back. Inksuka out on the field, but 3 shots not enough. Penalty is now gone. Tribestar coming out from Memory trying to regain something, but no! Painting over that zone is what Ice does best, and through a Tribe Strike, Ice takes the KO, and with that on game number 5 takes the set 2 in a very hard fought battle. It is Ice moving on to the winners semi-finals.
Yeah. 2 awesome teams that we just had fighting for their spot in the next round, but I mean, both of these teams really deserving it, but in the end, only one team can make it through. Only one team can push in, and Ice right there. They found it. They were struggling to fight the carbon while on Unshin Underpass. Right there, they really didn't let that carbon get away with anything. They were there to punish the carbon. They were there to stop it from getting any momentum, and that's what they needed to do. They got this game. Congratulations to them.
I think it was one of the best sets. We might actually had a Triton-Cup. I watched it here and there, but this gonna be up there. This is gonna be one of those sets where I look back and like, yeah, that was a good one. That was hype, but every single moment mattered. No team was ever super dominant, and that's what we love to see. Wow. Well, we are getting our next set ready. High against Ice. Sorry, I believe.
Yeah.
No, it's 6 a.m. against Cloverleaf. Canadian leaf, Maple Leaf. So
Maple Leaf, yeah.
Maple Leaf. I always forget it. We will go on a short break to get our next set ready. Grab some drinks, grab some snacks, because we are heading towards the winners semi-finals. And welcome back to Triton-Cup 110. My name is Het, still joined by Pat, and we are going to our next set in the winners semi-finals, almost the one before the big winners finals. These teams have been fighting hard throughout this tournament, but only 4 can prevail this far into this tournament. And the other side of the bracket, it is high against, we just saw them, Ice. But we are going to jump to the other side of the bracket towards 6 a.m. versus Maple Leaf. 6 a.m. made up by Pau, Acer, Ventor, and KitKat against Maple Leaf with Phoenix, Bakke, or Bake? Bakke, Kara, and Azad. Bakke, Kara, and Azad. Starting it off right away on Robo Ramen. We love this map here. We see a decaf already. Love that weapon on this map against a Stamper, and Vanilla Splat Dually is an interesting weapon for a grab tank.
Yeah, right now that's interesting comps. We have a double Booyah Bomb on the side of Maple Leaf. I can't wait to see how that's going to work. I mean, that's a lot of firepower. They'll be ready to stay near the action, but it's XAM getting the early paint, and honestly, thanks. When you have a Decavitator, having paint near the zone is pretty useful, but the Crab Tank is going to punish that right away. Maple Leaf trying to find their way in, getting punished for it though. 6 a.m. still around the zone, winning the fight. Oh, everybody's falling down right now, Hat.
6 a.m. doing a beautiful job fighting off Maple Leaf, fighting off everything they're throwing at them. Specials are online. The tricycles are thrown out by 6 a.m. to stop Maple Leaf in the tracks. Booyah Bomb from the Stamper out on the field, out on that zone. Will be enough to neutralize. No, it will not. Crab Tank from the Duelist does go out to help. But a decaf and a beautiful shot, and the Crab Tank goes down to Maple Leaf. Not standing a chance against 6 a.m.
I mean, Maple Leaf right now struggling to paint that zone. Can they paint the zone? 6 a.m. They're still holding right there. They're getting it back. Huge play right there. And it looks like 6 a.m. Oh, wait! Maple Leaf, can you do it? Yes, Maple Leaf taking back control of the zone. They're finally in there. They finally applied penalty. Now. Oh wait, they're already losing players. 6 a.m. is not stopping. Hat.
6am is acting very fast at everything Maple Leaf is throwing at them. 14 ticks left of that normal score, but it is 55 ticks of penalty left, allowing Maple Leaf to go in and maybe get that zone retake, and the slusher of 6am is down. But yeah, like you said, 6am not slowing down, unfazed by whatever Maple Leaf is throwing at them. That booyah with crab tank combination surely will capture the zone and surely will help take down their penalty. But Maple Leaf showing an absolute display of dominance here. They are a little bit slowed down now, so Maple Leaf found some cracks and started throwing Inky Net to break down the momentum that they built up in the beginning of the match. And now it looks like Maple Leaf is on a very good defensive run here, but 6am with the big bubbler is preparing for a counter push.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Maple Leaf able to hold, able to keep control over the game. And with 2 down on 6am, it's Maple Leaf very much getting back in there. That crab tank is huge. That means, I mean, they keep control of the whole map for 10 more seconds thanks to that crab. Right now, 6am needs to regroup, needs to find a way in. Can they get their specials ready in time? There isn't much time left, Hat. It looks like Maple Leaf are coming back.
Yeah, Maple Leaf very strong with that lead switch. Looking strong still. They lost the zone now and is slowly being forced back. But I don't think X6M expected that lead swap. Not even to 10 actually. Maybe just 1 point, but not until 10. It's not that big of a difference, but it's going to feel monumental at this stage of the game with this amount of penalties on both sides of the map, on both teams. Every single special being thrown out on the field for Maple Leaf, trying to maintain that control and at least prevent 6am from scoring more points. That's their number one priority right now, Pat. 1 minute and 20 seconds left for 6am to get that lead back in their hands.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, I was surprised at first that Maple Leaf was struggling so much to get the retake, because they're so good and they showed us how, they showed us why. They're getting back onto the game, they're back on top of the map, and in the last minute of this game right now, they have the control. There's a huge penalty on 6am. They're looking good.
Yeah, looking on fire right now. I don't know what happened to Maple Leaf at the beginning of the game, but they are fairly warmed up and ready to go. Every single special from 6am on that zone. Not enough tri-strikes. Do not even do a 10th. Not even neutralize it. 2 players down on the side of Maple Leaf though. This might do something. Crab Tank out on the field painting, and there we have it. The zone captured by 6am, but they've been capturing it non-stop this game, but they've not been holding it ever since they lost that lead. That's what they need to do now, but they're losing 2 players to Maple Leaf again, Pat. Make that 3 as we speak. They just cannot find a way to hold onto the zone anymore.
Right now, 10 seconds left. Maple Leaf are staying in control. Huge direct by the S-Blast. That fight by the Decapitator allows 6am to get back onto the zone. We're getting over time, and with 2 players down, I mean, on this map, you can initiate a lockdown. 6am could do this. We've seen them able to defend the zone for long. Can Maple Leaf get back? The crab tank is used. The crab tank is used a bit early. Will this crab tank be enough? The booyah ball is falling through. Can Maple Leaf feint the zone? 6am getting back. What is this game, Hat? What
and a double with the decaf too. This is what Splatoon is all about. This is what we want to see. Games left, right and center, back and forth and fighting until the very, very last second. That is what this silly little Squid Game is all about. And looking at how these teams are fighting, they've been doing exactly that. What an opening set for 6 a.m. I'm gonna be honest, Pat. I did not expect 6am to come back. I did expect him to score some points, but not with such a beautiful overtime comeback.
This was the game of the unexpected, Hat. I did not expect 6am to take full control at the start of the game. I did not expect Maple Leaf being able to come back so strongly. And then, like, what 6am did in that overtime was just, that was not supposed to happen. But Maple Leaf like they used their crab tank a tiny bit too early, and the Booyah Bomb was not able to really help the crab tank enough, which means their specials were staggered, which means they were not able to get the zone back. And 6 a.m. keeping it cool, keeping their head in the game, get game number 1. And I can't wait to watch game number 2 now.
Game number 2 is going to be an absolute fire show coming up right here. And we already talked about this map earlier on in the tournament. And I obviously will tell you guys again. It is Urchin Underpass. And we saw it against Ice Ice against Memory. Where Ice Ice was struggling with not having a longer range weapon. But I think with how these teams play and the caliber of what these teams are throwing at each other. Remember, this is seed 3. This is seed 3 against seed 7. And seed 7 actually doing a big surprise here with winning game 1. But with the caliber of firepower these teams been showing at each other, I think we are in for a crazy, crazy good one.
Yes, for sure, we're in for a treat. I mean, every single time on Triton-Cup, it's intense, and it gets faster, it gets more intense, it gets more surprising. This is why I'm so happy that we get more Triton, because this is my favorite tournament, and I know some people at Dapple are going to be like, yeah, no, paddling ball. No, I prefer Triton. Don't tell the people at paddling. I love them too.
No, I can understand why it might be your favorite. Splat zones only obviously bring some crazy team dynamics out on the field.
What's happening?
That's a big opener for Maple Leaf, actually.
That's the doubles on both sides! What? I mean, we love doubles here at Double Productions, but I did not expect that to happen. 6 a.m. I'm gonna take the zone now. And I mean, both teams are deciding to bring the doubles.
I'm gonna be honest, this tournament so far has shown a lot of crazy weapons, not just set, but every single set so far had some offtakes out there. Love to see them try to cut, and this is what the Splat Zone's only tournament is all about. Picking sometimes an off weapon to go in. Big splash by Chocominto and their teammate to get rid of the players from Maple Leaf after Maple Leaf got an early lead to 68. And with no penalty and with nobody from Maple Leaf to counteract that zone, 6 a.m. will take that lead right here. And now 2 players do go down there, so I don't think that zone control is long-lived. Fiesta gets rid of that beacon, gets rid of THH and Acer too. No! There is Chocominto again with, I believe, a double splat. Very, very well done. Maple Leaf now captures that zone, but Chocominto pet on fire right now.
What? And the flank works. They get the zone, they get the wipeout. Maple Leaf is back in control. I mean, both of these teams are able to push so far in, to do so much. And really, like, both teams are it's like we're seeing 2 glass cannons absolutely destroying each other and taking turns to do that. Right now, it's Maple Leaf cleaning up around the zone, getting the extra splats. But Crab Tank is deployed by Acer, and Acer is not able to take enough control. Okay, 6 a.m. is back in control of the zone, which means they keep the lead, but Maple Leaf is still there.
Yeah, that lead is not that big. It's only a 5-point difference and 33 ticks of penalty. Honestly, it's not a whole lot. Overboard coming in the zone, and there's nobody from 6 yet to defend it. That might just be a free capture if they play their cards right. But no, Acer 1 is coming in, but Overboard splats them and is focusing on painting that zone once again and capturing that zone. They do. Beautiful play by Maple Leaf by that blaster. And 6 a.m. I don't know what was happening, but they had no response. They are all respawning, it looked like. Ooh. And another wipeout on the side of 6 a.m. Pet. That lead is going to be swapped.
Of course it's going to be swapped. Of course we're going to have a comeback, but it is not over. We still have 2 minutes into this game, and you can never count 6 a.m. out. They're ready to push in. The Crab Tank is ready, but oh, wait! Maple Leaf just shutting it down, not letting that happen. It's only the Slusher behind everybody, trying to stay alive, trying to maintain presence. But can they paint the zone? They need to paint the zone. Right now, the Bubbler is deployed. That should allow them to take back control. 6 a.m. No, not taking the zone. They didn't apply penalty. They didn't paint enough. And Maple Leaf ties up the score.
1 1. And I can only say, can we get that Game 5 trend going? Can we keep this up? Because these teams, again, fighting oh so close. But I think 6 a.m. playing a little bit rougher here than they were in the previous game. But they had a comeback there too. But 6 a.m. not winning game number 2. Maple Leaf with a beautiful win here. But look at how back and forth this is going, Pat. Look how much these teams are fighting and splitting each other and just retaking the zone over and over and over again.
Don't blink. You're not allowed to blink, Hut. We can't blink. We can't get our eyes off the game for a single second because so much is happening all of the time. And these two teams really are so good at holding control. Once they are in the right positions, they stay there. And it's so tough to force them outside of the zone. And really, we see both teams able to take these huge controls, able to set themselves where they want and not let go. It's very much both of these teams are able to, at any point, to get a KO because any push could be the last with the way they play. All right, we're done with the dapples. We're back to a more normal map. Let's see what these teams are about to do.
Still bringing out that vanilla splat dualies from Fiesta, still showing their support in that weapon. Also, one of the first weapons I played is Splatoon 2, and still I love playing the vanilla dapples or the vanilla dualies with that crab tank. Choco Minto going in deep and opting to go back out knowing that there is a dually there. I don't think that is the normal weapon you want to fight as a decapitator, but does find a very beautiful spot against the pencil. And then look at the Stamper too. Stamper just missed out. No! They went back and they did not expect Choco Minto to be there. Beautiful opening by 6 a.m. here, Pat, as they are passing past the 50 mark.
Yeah, I mean, 6 a.m. right there. Again, we've seen them so strong and they already passed the 40 points mark. Again, these teams, when they are there, when they are around the zone, they score so many points. And right now, Maple Leaf struggling to go in. They lose 2 players and didn't manage to get the paint on the zone. Now they have no choice. They need to paint. They're able to get the splat though. 3 down on 6 a.m. And Maple Leaf is back in the game. We know, like, the lead is big, but we know they can get a comeback.
Well, the lead is massive indeed. I think pushing in this map is a lot harder, and especially with composition like that, maintaining your control is not that difficult. Phoenix coming in with that crab tank on the sidelines. 2 players from Silo, and I believe that is the S-Blast on the side, waiting to help the teammate. Booyabom coming out from the Stamper, gets rid of some players, but most importantly, paints that zone. Beautiful splat against, I believe that was the Decapitator, or sorry, the Slusher, but both are responding quickly due to the tactical lure just being used by the pencil. Maple Leaf still in control. Maple Leaf still showing dominance. The Stamper does go down though. They have a tactical lure. How useful would it be? Beautiful jump in by that S-Blast, but gets countered. Only finds a splat against the Splash-O-Matic, and I think that's the least important player to get down right now. As Choco Minto is still alive! Getting 2! Getting 3! No! Unfortunately not. She was just too strong here, Pat. But control again in the hands of 6 a.m.
That's how you play a Decapitator, you know, you, like, that Decapitator, it's able to, at the same time, paint and establish the presence, fight every fight, forcing Maple Leaf to use everything they have to defend right there. Now, 6 a.m. still in the lead halfway through the game. Maple Leaf are dropping, are going in. Can they get back onto the zone? Acer activating the crab tank, looking to defend. Oraboy is forced out with the S-Blast, but Oraboy doesn't mind. Oraboy is not out at all. He's going to get 2 for the price of 1. Is that enough? Maple Leaf able to get back on top of the zone, but they need to paint. They need to paint the Decapitator. Oh, can the Decapitator punish? Oh, what?
The Decapitator could definitely punish. It was almost served on a golden platter with everyone jumping or being at that spot. And that helped a ton. Choco Minto, absolute MVP of 6 a.m. here. What a play and what a crazy KO 2-0 victory, setting themselves for match point status. I don't think Maple Leaf was expecting this one to go so hard. Seed number 7, 6 a.m. Seed number 3, Maple Leaf. You would expect that to translate here in this tournament, but you can never be sure here in Triton-Cup, Pat. You know that all too well, as you are here almost every single week. But your thoughts so far on these two teams?
Fire. These two teams are on fire. They're not stopping, and each time it's very much like if one player manages to pop off, that's what makes a difference. We have incredible actions, and again, these teams, they're fast, they're strong, they're well coordinated, they know what to do at all times, and they know how to make it incredibly hard for the other team to play, but they're taking turns really being so dangerous, being so incredible to watch. And going on to Umami Runes, who knows what's going to happen. We're going to, again, a very different map than what we saw in the rest of this set. But I mean, these teams have shown that they can swap weapons whenever they want, that they can adapt to anything. And these double zones with very wide open map, like, it's going to play differently, but it's, again, going to play fast, and it's going to play fun.
Definitely going to expect the unexpected too. We saw it already with the vanilla Deppels on both sides in Urchin Underpass. Of course, more traditional weapons were used in Inkblot Art Academy, but Umami Ruins always, with that alt shape, with that double zone, and the giant block in the middle, always brings out some of those oddball weapons where you're like, what? What? Maybe, I mean, this entire tournament so far, Pat, I just talked about it. Every single set so far had some very oddball picks in there. We saw double Deppels, vanilla Deppels, we saw a vanilla Splatshot Pro, and we saw a Zinc Mini Splatling. Every single team has some ace up their sleeves, and I am wondering what that ace is going to be for Maple Leaf. Match point status is here for 6 a.m. and I don't think Maple Leaf want to be sent into the losers bracket, not just yet. But Pat, you cast every single week, or almost every single week, way more than I do. What do you expect for weapon changes that these teams might bring on Umami Ruins?
I don't know, man. I'm just a humble caster. I'm not a coach, and one thing for sure is that on Umami, range does so much, whether you have range on the snipe position or on top mid. That's often what decides the pace of the game, what range weapon you're able to get there. What I did not expect was one team bringing 3 players. I have to admit, that's a pretty bold move on the side of 6 a.m. I think we're going to reset the game and...
Imagine if they had Tenacity. Does it actually work? I don't think Tenacity works with 3 players if you have
I don't know.
I don't think it... From my memory, it doesn't. Until... unless the guy disconnects mid-game. I think from the start it doesn't, actually.
I don't think a DC player counts as a dead player for the purpose of Tenacity. But even still, like, who's going to have a Tenacity hat ready? Just put in some comeback like everybody else.
At least let's this effort if you're crazy then. Yeah. I always wanted Tenacity to be a good ability. I used it a lot actually back when I played rank. And solo queue is Platoon 1. I actually use it a lot because in solo queue, I think it makes sense because your teammates are down half the time. You're kind of reliant on you feel like you're reliant on yourself. And just getting free special is always nice. But then, like you said, you come back or maybe last ditch effort or just a regular ability.
Like I think
definitely better.
Like as you said, for solo queue, it can be a legit choice because what you want to do in solo queue is limit the damage, and it's a limit the damage ability. But like comeback and last ditch effort are so good. That's the thing as well. Like you want and you want to prepare for the next tournament. So you want to practice having comeback on because it works. It works so much better. I feel like it's not that it's a bad ability. It's just that there's better options, and even having a main of special charge is is pretty good.
What I have seen recently do coming up in terms of abilities is Haunt. I've seen slowly more people use Haunt. I think it's one of the a Japanese player in a major tournament used Haunt a little while ago. And I think it made people realize that Haunt is not even a half bad ability. I use it myself personally, and I love having Haunt to see where someone is after they splattered me with enough nonsense about abilities, enough nonsense about our mid-level platoon abilities. We go right into game number 4 here, and I already love that new Splatter Shot Pro.
Yeah, 6 AM not changing their comp, but Maple Leaf bringing the Splatter Shot Pro. It's the Frozen Pro that has that Splat Bomb and the missiles. I'm glad that we get Splat Bomb back on the Pro. That sub works so well on this weapon. It's really what rounds up the Pro the best. Right now, it's Maple Leaf taking control.
I like that bomb, definitely there too, but the special and the weapon, or the special and the sub kind of reminds me of the what's it called again? The Splatter Shot from Splatoon 2, which was absolutely dominant in the game. Yeah.
K-Pro, yeah.
The Kenzo Pro. So it gives me some nightmares sometimes when I think about it. So I'm glad it's not as strong as it is, or as it would have been in Splatoon 2, but this is Splatoon 3, obviously in my opinion, a bit of a better game. Both teams are fighting neck and neck. Both teams are fighting back and forth. The pace has slowed down a little bit in terms of points, and pace has slowed down a little bit of pushing. It is a well-coordinated push every single time from a team. 6 AM now in control. 6 AM preparing for good defense. That lead has been swapped for how much that lead was. But Maple Leaf got a splat on the decaf, and that is where they can go in and get a recapture in. Only 10 points is scored for 6 AM as Maple Leaf now in control, but losing 2 players just now, Pat.
Yeah, and right there, we still see a fight for me. Both teams kind of tied up for control, trying to get the edge, trying to get the upper hand. The Slasher right there, getting into a fight, moving back to activate the strikes. It looks like 6 AM are able to keep a bit more control though, and win a bit more fights, which means they've been rid of their penalty, and now they're pushing ahead of the zone with a crab tank by Acer to really hold that zone.
6 AM doing a wonderful job indeed. Crab tank to tag the cooler, you love to see it. That's a very well coordinated special usage by 6 AM. Missiles coming out from Maple Leaf to neutralize one of the zones, but it's not enough. 2 players do go down on the 6 side of 6 AM though. And with a buoy bomb, that might be both zones neutralized and in control of Maple Leaf. But no! They can only get their hands on 1 and with 3 players down! They cannot fight their way into the second zone. 6 AM still in control, and Ace1 on the side just taking down players left and right. We see the pencil from Maple Leaf going back and pat as there's not a whole lot of time for them to start pushing again.
Yeah, and right now Maple Leaf, they know they need to run in. They activate their missiles. That's enough to paint 1 zone, but that's not enough to paint 2. Once again, the double zones played at perfection by 6 AM. The first team to deny the tiebreaker on stream today they get the 3-1.
It's a beautiful victory. I have nothing else to add for 6 AM. They have been doing a wonderful job this entire set, and they showed crazy strength, but more importantly, they showed crazy synergy, and team play is the most important thing in Splat Zones. I think it is the second most team play heavy mode in Splatoon 3, other than of course Clemblitz. And I think 6 AM is one of those teams we're going to look at they know how to play together, and I loved the way they played it. I also loved Maple Leaf for their oddball weapon comps and bringing out some weapons where you're like, yo, you don't expect that one to just be thrown out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot, and we have more to watch. Next is the winners bracket finals, but I I think it's time for you to say goodbye, unfortunately.
I think it is indeed. I know you're gonna cast the whole thing, but I unfortunately cannot continue. But we have a lovely, lovely co-host to replace me after this. But Tuple and of course Pat, thank you so much for having me on today. If you want to find me on the internet, check below the maps on Blue Sky. It is at casterhead.nl. I recently changed it to, I think, a little bit more fitting tag, than the Blue Sky default social tag. But everyone, do not go, because there's still a whole lot of Triton Cup left. So take a snack, get a drink, and we'll be right back with another co-host for Pat and more Splatstones to come.
Hey, so this is a little awkward. Things haven't really been working out as well between us, and I think it's time for both of us to kind of just move forward.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Triton-Cup number 110. If you're just joining us, I'm Cater, and I am joined here today by Pat, who I believe was already on with you guys for the first half of that tournament.
Absolutely, Kader. I mean, this tournament has been fire, and if it keeps going that way, you're in for a treat, Kader, because we've been having great games, great teams, and right now we're about to watch the winners' finals. But two teams that haven't dropped a set yet, but are still in line to get the first ticket into Grands. It's going to be High versus 6 AM, and they might be bad at choosing team names, but trust me, they're very good at playing the game.
I would honestly say that these are pretty decent team names because they're short, easy to pronounce, don't have any special characters, don't have any hidden meanings, and easy to differentiate between.
I guess so, I guess.
They might not be interesting, but they make our lives a whole lot easier. We're going to hop into our first match here, Splat Zone's Mahi Mahi Resort. Let's take a look at the comps that we've got here. Looks like we have Pencil on the side of 6 AM, and then Zap as the cooler weapon of choice on the side of High. I like the choice of the Repro and the Stamper as well. Going to have a lot of long-range threat there.
Yeah, and we were watching 6 AM during the semis. Really pay attention to Chocominto with the Decapitator. Look at that!
Whoa!
That's full control by 6 AM. High is forced out, and High is our scene number one, but 6 AM doesn't mind right now. They are taking the map.
Yeah, we do see a drop here from this other side, but player falling in the water, unfortunately. And Chocominto's finally taken down there. We are going to see a quick retake of this zone by High. Very efficient there. You can see Urza painting back as the Zipcaster here goes deep into the territory of 6 AM. Now they're setting up the burst Stamper here, looking for some burst combos, but having to back up because of that Pencil. We have the Whales, we have the Cooler, and this is going to be pushing up for High. They do lose their gal, though. And the Bubble not able to contest with the decap here.
Yeah, very nice back and forth right now. High able to keep control of the zone. Penalty was not applied, but 6 AM are still in that fight. Are still punished, but this time they're able to take control, and Reiki, last squid standing, is sent back to spawn. Very nice fight by 6 AM to retake control, and since we're still very early, there isn't that much penalty on them, and that trade means they keep more control, and the Dictator going in! It's Reiki, the last squid again for High, is going to be punished by the pencil. 6 AM keeps control. They completely nipped any push in the bed. Right now, High is struggling to push forward.
Yeah, and you can see where Chocominto popped that bubble all the way up on flat here. The pencil also up here. We got 20 ticks left. They do lose the decavitator, but also the stamper on the side of High is down. 2 down on the side of 6 AM. 3 down with the pencil. The only one. This is a last-ditch effort for the zone, and they cap with 6 remaining. That pencil getting taken down. We do have a trade there with the decav as well as Chocominto. So we have the whales here ready to anticipate the counter push because we have the cooler too. They know that 6 AM is going to come back and try and take this zone with a vengeance.
I mean, High, they know the deal now. They pretty much need a KO if they want to win this game. And they're doing what they need to do, setting themselves to defend any way to push onto the zone. I mean, there's still plenty of time in the game, and the gal is going in, running forward. There's a jump too, but meanwhile, the rest of 6 AM went onto the zone and applied penalty, which is all they need to do. We believe that they add. Erza with the zap is using the cooler for themselves, but that's pretty rough. 6 AM is punishing, is retaking control, and High is back to the drawing board.
Yeah, we have the gal dropping here on their own. I think got pincered there. I'm not able to take the 2v1. We're almost to the crab here on the side of Acer. Their low ground crab here has a lot of access to those flat angles, though. We have the whales in retaliation, but not enough, and we are at 14 and counting penalty points left for 6 AM. They are right up against this KO here. See the Rapid looking for a pick here, and the Stamper. We're getting paid on the zone. They take the zone and reapply a 50-point penalty, so a little more room for High to breathe. And with 1 down, 2 down, 2 down on both sides. The Snipe Raider eking out a pick there and looking for another. I love the mechanics that we've seen out in play from this pencil here.
Yeah, right now, 6 AM, very much able to maintain their presence, but High are back into scoring territory. They're making more and more points. 6 AM needs to find their way in. The bubbler is used, but the decav is stopped right there. High are getting their comeback. Can they paint just a few more points and they get the lead right now? 6 AM are losing this game. High getting a crazy comeback, and I mean that's why they are our seed number 1.
Absolutely. We are continuing the trend of this tournament being very close. Because, I mean, wow, what a comeback right at the end there. Just goes to show it's never over until it's over.
Yeah, I mean, you can never count a team out, especially at this level of play. There's always a comeback possible on zones of all modes. Like, you can simply find the good position and then stay there and then keep your team there. High, I mean, they were struggling at first against 6 AM, but they managed to figure it out. They managed to get back in the game, but still, it was very, very close, and it was only game number 1.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that the different cooler choices from both teams are very interesting. If we still have the Zap versus Pencil, because you have on one side that long range option, Pencil having to also work on paint but also getting picks, and then on the other side, the shooter, a little more mobility, a little less kill power. Like we did see that moment where they tried to use the cooler for themselves and wasn't able to land the kill against the players that were against them.
Yeah, I mean, we know how strong Pencil can be, and especially going onto Hagglefish Market, that Pencil is going to control space. Controlling space right here, so important. It's going to be on High to really force 6 AM to move. But they have the tools to do so, they have the skill to do so, certainly. And we'll see if they're able to do that. And as you say, yeah, they bring a Zap. Do they keep that Zap on? Elsa, if anybody is the kind of player you want to see in charge of that, I don't know if they'll have the Pencil to answer.
Will say I do think their Stamper and Rapid are also possible contenders to that pencil. Could poke at it, could force it to move around. Of course, the range not quite as long, but it still has that poking power.
Yeah.
Power. It can still control space. So that's definitely an option if they want to focus on dealing with the pencil.
Yeah. Lots of options, lot of possibilities, and we're now waiting for our two teams to choose their weapons to get ready. And yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, High is supposedly, like, according to seeding, High is the favorite to win this. But 6 AM just showed us that they can make High bleed. That they can very much get control, force High to use everything they have. And if High gets a bit too comfy, if they make one mistake or two, 6 AM, that can certainly make them pay for it. And I can't wait to see how these two teams fare against each other. We've had an intense Triton-Cup so far, and it's not due to stop.
Yeah, 6 AM, despite having the 6 AM being seeded 7th here for Triton-Cup. Like you said, going up against High, our seed number 1. If they were to win this, that would be a great upset for them. But this being winners finals, neither team has dropped a set yet.
Yeah, very much strong showing by High. We're waiting for him to go in. I'm not sure what's happening in the lobby.
We'll get there
Okay,
eventually.
we're getting notified that they're in weapon select, so we're gonna get there at some point.
Yeah, looking forward at the rest of the maps that we have here. A solid set. If we do get to those games 4 and 5, I'm especially excited to see what happens on Umami. That's a personal favorite.
Yeah. Umami always has something happening, and yeah, I mean, I love double zones, so I agree with you that I would like to see Umami action. But let's get right onto Hagglefish, and it looks like we're keeping the same teams on. The same weapons, I mean.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And same thing goes with the huge amount of stealth jump you can see with all of these players. We are going to see Chocominto look at gone right, possibly. Both of the Stamper class weapons actually looking for some cheeky picks here, using that range to its full advantage. I still don't think Stamper should have that much range, but I digress. Decaf actually getting taken out here on the zone, and that is going to be first pick for High. You can already see moving up into Elbow and Tree here. The Gao does get taken out by the pencil, but very quick on the draw there.
Yeah, right now High are taking control, are forcing 6 AM to really be in the spot they don't want to be, and oh, they lose two players while they were trying to mount a push. High now are so much forward. I mean, losing fights when you're that up is not that much of an issue, because look at that. 6 AM can't get to the zone anyways, and High can respawn, can get back in the fight. Already they're past the 40 points mark, and they're forcing 6 AM to use everything they have. Oh wait! Oh, whoa!
Oh, everything including the crab, the strikes, the cooler, but it's still not enough with that double. And taking out the crab as well. The Stamper finding those angles. This Zipcaster, the double looking for another one. That is a wipeout, a triple into a full wipeout. That is a 100-0 push for High. Wow.
High, I mean, they managed to bring the fight so far ahead that...
You can see how far that paint extends into the base. When you are being forced to fight that far, like close to your spawn, you can't get at the objective at all. Yeah,
that meant 6 AM needed to win 2 fights in a row. In order simply to get back to the zone. They didn't recognize that. They thought, oh, we won 1 fight, we can paint the zone now. No, they had to win another fight, and they got punished for it. High, very much like outplaying 6 AM by taking more risk, by going further in. Incredible play, and after a game 1 that looked so close, suddenly High in game 2 is like, oh, actually, We figured it out. We know how to beat you, and it's on 6 a.m. to change everything they're doing if they want to stay in this set.
Yeah, that little cheeky flank from the Stamper at the beginning was very interesting to watch. But that angle that they took was super nice, and also the ending zip. I mean, that is a clip right there if I've ever seen one.
I mean, every time the camera is on Reiki, I feel like it's a clip right there because, I mean, that's such a good Stamper player, and a good Stamper player is always a treat for the eyes. And yeah, right there, thanks to these sick moves, High is up 2-0 and ready to punch their ticket to Grands. But 6 a.m., don't count them out. We've seen them in game 1. We know they can do it. We know they can play incredibly well. Now they need to make it work. And against a team like High, it's certainly not an easy task, but it's a task that only 6 a.m. is able to do.
All right, here we are, match point Mako zones. This is a classic, so of course they all know what they're doing here. Same comps as before. We'll see how this one plays out the same as before, if history repeats itself.
Yep. I mean, both teams have the right tools to contest these attacks that usually decide the game. And right now, it looks like 6 a.m.
Oh my goodness!
Oh! Okay.
I blinked and I missed it, and immediate wipe there in favor of 6 a.m. I was going to comment on the pencil going down, and then everything just kind of went down after, but we've got camera back on Reiki, getting a drop here, has the Zipcaster, going to use that, go right in the zone, camp this jump here, of course, spot on, and that's a wipeout! The other way in favor of High, and now they are the ones fully in control of this zone. They have specials as well at the ready. Those whales can do a lot for displacement, going to use them all to target one player here as they again bring these fights so far up. I mean, look at how far that Kayano is here on this now, forcing the pencil to turn around and half shot and take the next splash is the only one alive. It looks like we did have Cooler, so we do have the strikes, we do have the crab left over, but already we are past 50. There's one pick for them. There's the crab, there's the pencil dropping here, and Kayano again going for the pick, not able to get it this time, and that's 3 down on the side of High. Chocominto going for the pick, gets 1, gets 2, that is a wipeout again! 3rd wipe in the first minute and a half, not even, of this match, but we do have 6 a.m. having to jump back in, so they are not able to immediately push up as quickly as High did. And you can see that right now. We do have the sprinkler in the silly spot all the way above the zone. We've got Kayano again going in for some fights. And GHH now is 2 for, I think 2-1 against that gal going in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful play right there. High are back in the game. They're taking the lead. 6 a.m. are taking the lead. High right now need to find a way to push in. And I mean, they're low on specials. The Zipcaster is ready, but they lost their Zap. They lost their Blaster. What's happening? 6 a.m. suddenly popping off. Can Reiki do the impossible? Reiki is going to be splatted, and 6 a.m. is getting a point on the board.
That set is not over, and they said, hey, we figured something out too. I want to say at the end, Urza there on the Zap was a little bit isolated, and then the splash popped the crab and just kind of took them out. Those specials held on at the end. The crab and the strikes really sealed the deal for 6 a.m. here so that they could take that match.
I mean, it's not over. 6 a.m. really finding it, and I mean, we started with a wipeout, answered by a wipeout, answered by a wipeout, but despite that wipeout, High was still going back in. 6 a.m. managed to win very much the fight all around the zone and stay in control, not letting a High get back onto the zone. All High needed to do was paint the zone once. And they were getting their way back in, but 6 a.m. completely denying it. And in the end, it's just the team that got the most splat managed to get the victory.
Yeah, we pretty much watched deathmatch with a side of splat zones there.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
All right, well, we're moving on to our 4th map, and that's Urchin Underpass, right?
Yes, it is.
I feel like I haven't seen it around very much because I've been so busy with other things over the summer. I haven't been on the mic as much. But I'm glad, like Esther, I don't think I've casted an Urshan game yet, actually.
Well, one thing is for sure. I feel like I'm not sure exactly how teams play it, but they play it fast. And earlier we saw teams bringing Vanilla of Dapples on this map actually to play it because apparently it's a good pick between the beacons that allow you to respawn faster and of course an extra cooler to respawn. Like this is a map where you want to get into so many fights, where you want to jump in all the time, that like teams are forced to go faster and are forced to switch up weapons a little bit to adapt to it.
Yeah, I will say for a map as big as this, I can definitely see why beacons would be necessary. I worry a little bit how this will favor, if this might favor high because of those style of pushing up. But okay, we're switching it up a little bit, like you said. There are those V-Dapples that you mentioned. We are also going to see a switch to Blaster and the Wiper coming out, so no more Stamper, but same class. I'm very excited to see, especially how these V-Dapples play out. I love seeing fights. I love seeing dapples. We'll see. And already we've got 2 down on both sides. Scrappy fights happening by those trees. It does go to 6 a.m. for the first cap here, but Urza is still there, putting a lot of paint on the zone. We got a backwards-facing Crab here. Does get the pick onto Kayano as well. Chocominto going up here, very aggressive, and 6 a.m. looking great in this first part of the match. They get that cap down to 70. You can already see the Splash and the Slosher starting to look at bringing these fights a little bit closer, a little bit up into that large plat area.
Yeah, right now 6 a.m. trying to hold the zone. Reiki activating the hammer, trying to find someone, but is kind of struggling to find it. The hammer is finally going to get that one right at the end of the specials, and with 2 players down, it looks like 6 a.m. is forced to concede the zone. High is back in control, and 6 a.m. now, and it's their turn to find a push in.
Yeah, Reiki wanted to. Reiki wanted to do something sneaky, was found out and pulled it off anyway. There's another pick coming out here from Kaido. That's a full wipe, and now you can see that High has full control over these areas here, especially Reiki there up in the top left corner. That is a really valuable position for 6 a.m. to want to get back. They're trying to fight on that rail, but the hammer coming out saying no does get taken out though. But there is a lead, and there's more picks coming out here from the Gal. That is down to 30. And again, with how long it takes to get back to this zone, it might be even more difficult for 6 a.m. to come back in. I don't know if they have any beacons. We're seeing Choco Minto look at that right side, but being stared right back by Ursa. The Splash going in. We have the bubble, but it's a little too late. We have the strikes in the zone. Control is lost, but it's painted back over, and the decav not able to contest.
Yeah. 6 a.m. were able to really put High off balance in game number 1, but right there, High are gonna take it.
Yes, they are. So our set ending. Wait.
3-1, yeah. That's
3-1. Okay,
yeah,
yes.
that's 3-1 for High.
It's like, am I missing something here? But yes, 3-1 in favor of High, but of course not without a valley fight from 6 a.m.
Yeah.
We saw, again, incredible plays, great openings from them in those last 2 games that we watched. And of course they are not out. They will just go down to losers bracket, which we will likely see them later. We have a chance for a rematch, is all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah, we have chance for more. More will come here, but we're gonna take a short break as we like to catch up with the lower bracket. So we'll be right back in a second.
got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide.
Find you. I'm used to waiting. Are you? Would you be waiting there too?
And welcome back to this Triton Cup 110. I am still Pat with Kader, ready to watch some more Splat Zones action. And we have our seed number 2, EasyMD, going against our seed number 3, Maple Leaf. And Kader, you might be wondering, why are two of the best teams registered for the tournament here in loser semifinals? Well, there's a reason. There's one reason, actually, and that reason is 6 a.m. who is waiting for them in the losers finals.
I was going to say 6 a.m. again, our 7th seed, which we did just watch in winners finals. Not necessarily where you'd expect that 7th seed to be, but yes, they are waiting for them in the next losers round here. So we are going to see this best of 3 set for EasyMD and Maple Leaf. Now, I don't know if we've seen either these teams on stream yet. Did you see them earlier in your block?
Yes, we saw Maple Leaf against 6 a.m. getting beaten by 6 a.m. But we haven't seen EasyMD yet, and certainly they are one of our great teams of this tournament. It's going to be a fast set, and especially since we're on the lower bracket. It's going to be a best of 3, which means you're not allowed many mistakes, you're only allowed 1.
Yeah, I will say, I am looking forward to seeing the leader gameplay from Devon4K on the side of EasyMD. Fellow anchor myself, I always love to watch other Charger players play, I should say, on the Splat Link, so it's just, it looks and feels different from what I experienced, and it's very satisfying to watch them hit one-shots.
Well, if you like a good backline, you're in for a treat, because it's going to be a backline duel between two of the best backlines in Europe.
Yes.
On the side of EasyMD, it's Devon4K. On the side of Maple Leaf, it's Bakke. Bakke, also incredible with the Elite, playing a lot of pencil, of course, but pay attention to these two, because they're going to have their duels, and they are both so commanding on the whole map. When they're playing, you have to pay attention to them.
Absolutely. I think especially on that museum game that we're going to see after this one, that is going to really come into play. But let's take a look at what we have. Oh, okay, no leader. All right. So we've got, that is the Winter Rapid, I believe is the name. The Cooler Rapid. So they'd have double cooler with that and the zap. Completely fair,
Yeah.
seeing as the Rapid is not the one to, pump out those coolers as quickly
Yeah.
as some other fast-pacing weapons.
Oh.
We've got 2 down very quickly.
Oh.
Oh my goodness! We've got that's 3 down the S-Blast, as saying
Oh.
not quite able to finish that off, but does get avenged by their teammate. That is a very early pick for and
Yeah.
take for Maple Leaf here, getting that cooler out. They have the crab from the V-Dualies here as well, so that's really nice. I think the combination of this crab and booyah that they have from the S-Blast and Dualies is really going to serve them well. We've got the Zip Caster here from the Stamper, denying them that last pick, but still, we have the Bucket here getting a very clean double.
Yeah.
Going to go back, might get the triple here. I don't know if it's close enough together to call a triple, but still great picks here. Going for another. The Slosher just so strong. It's its main weapon. There's a reason it's been a staple through all 3 games.
Yeah, right now we see lots of players getting splatted left and
No!
right, but it looks like Maple Leaf are staying on top of the fights, and that grab tank deployed on the enemy platform is working so well. What a grab tank right now. Maple Leaf in control. They have no penalty. They're past the 40 points mark, and EasyMD is struggling to get in. Oh, well,
Losing
not
3 of
anymore.
their players. Yeah, there is what they
Oh.
want. A wipeout. Very, very nice. It's almost as if they heard you and wanted to prove you wrong. But with that, we did have cooler out for the players of Maple Leaf, so they are going to be back immediately. We've got 2 deaths on plat there. C4K trying to camp those ledges a little bit. Another pick from the Slosher here, absolutely relentless, putting out these strikes as well. They lose the duelies. Another pick, looking to. There is another one. Just completely unstoppable at this point. There's another, and they're gonna go for the quad. Jumped out before they can get that funny little, perhaps. Oh no, it's suction bot. I was wondering if we had a lag moment there, but no.
Yeah, and right now, Maple Leaf is opening pretty. I mean, is still holding pretty strongly the zone, but all of his EMD is right there, ready to fight. Kiki is going to be punished as they are deploying the cooler. The cooler is used by the rest of the team, and with 3 players down, it looks like Maple Leaf is forced out. EasyMD retaking control of the zone. I mean, Maple Leaf has had such huge controls right there, but EasyMD is still coming back, still in the game. Now they need to hold, and the strikes coming in are slowing them down, but not slowing them down enough. Maple Leaf still not able to really push them out. Oh, well.
Smooth direct from that S-Blast there, but not able to get anything else out of it. That crab is getting collapsed on, and that zone did not fully flip yet. It's getting. We're gonna see if we're gonna have a flip, if that penalty will be applied, and it looks like it will be. So Maple Leaf able to take back this zone, apply a lot of that paint. You can see the pencil nicely sitting there up top. That's a great place for a backline to be. They are gonna be threatened by that Zipcaster though, and that is a lot of picks very quick. That is a wipeout immediately. The combination of the Zipcaster and the other members diving onto zone, those strikes just not enough to keep the zone. And now you can see immediately the members of EasyMD have commandeered the plat of Maple Leaf. That is a lot of orange paint there.
It's EasyMD's turn to score good points to keep control. Can Maple Leaf push in? And the strikes right there are going to maintain the status quo, and the status quo is in favor of EasyMD right now. They are taking the lead going into that last minute, Kater.
Yes, we are. Last minute here, and possibly the last 10 seconds of our game, but 2 down on the side of EasyMD. That zone is getting painted relentlessly by the pencil, and it flips, so we do have penalty. We are likely going to see this game to the end. Oh, we got the cooler coming out, and we have the Stamper still here, looking for more picks. Silver here, going into possibly a 2v1, unfortunately not able to pick that off. This Slosher here, again, absolutely relentless with the picks. That is the cap again for Maple Leaf. We see the cooler coming out here from Kiki, but they are a little bit alone, gonna get taken out by Oroboy on that S-Blast here. We have the strikes. Is it enough to take the zone? It is not. They get painted over. The S-Blast with the Booyah here, going to use it. Gets shredded though, but does get a pick from it, and we are right at that lead, but the lead does flip right at the end here, and we're looking at an attempt to take back the zone, but It is for naught. We have a KO right before that timer runs out.
Great comeback by Maple Leaf right there. I mean, we saw both teams really taking control, locking the zone, locking their opponent away from the zone and making sure that they would score good points. In the end, Maple Leaf able to do that one more time. They did it at the start of the game, they did it at the end of the game, which means they get the first point and in a best of 3 on the lower bracket. That's pretty big, Kader.
Absolutely is. I wanted to talk about the possibility of having long-range charge on this museum game here that we're going to see, because we all know how commanding a leader can be here.
Yeah, it can be. But, I mean, we've seen Devin play the Rapid as well. The Rapid Pro on this map has the right range and area of effect to really be annoying to the main platform, especially when paired up with a good Splatana. Like, it can deal a lot of damage, it can really poke at the opponent. I love Annihilator as much as you. So, but like, everything I'd be happy with.
Absolutely. Well, let's see. We are going to stick on that Rapid and the Pencil. So, I think we've got changes here.
Much of change. Really pay attention to the pairing of the Rapid and the Stamper. Like, together, they're going to be such a threat onto the opponent wherever they are.
Absolutely. We actually see the Pencil dropping down here very early on. A lot of early picks. That's 3 down on both sides. We've got a little 1v1 going on in the zone, with one of them being in Crab, getting suction bombed, though, taking out the Stamper. And it looks like that is going to end in a jump out to the other side of zone. But lots and lots of picks happening in the first few seconds of this game. That is going to be Maple Leaf with the first take of zone here. More simultaneous deaths here, but it is going to result in Maple Leaf having the advantage as that Pencil gets set up on the spinner there. We have Cooler out, though, for EasyMD, which means they are empowered to go in and take more of these fights, and these strikes are also going to provide more cover. You can see that's the Slosher down, and they're looking for more of that Crab tank, preventing them from pushing in on the left, though, and they lose 3 members. The Slosher being the only one they do get a pick, but that is still a wipeout on their side, and so Maple Leaf, despite the penalty, remaining solidly in control.
In control, but that penalty means EasyMD has a bit more time to prepare the next push. They used a lot of resources for that, and I don't think they're happy with the results, but they still have some time, and they're able to punish the fight onto their own platform right now. Kiki dropping, forced to move back with the rest of the team, but now, thanks to the strikes, they're able to get back on there and punish the jumps in. It looks like EasyMD is finally catching a break. Can they paint the zone, though? Can they get back in control? It looks like Maple Leaf are punishing them again!
Again, just somehow isolating these players and taking them out one by one systematically. There, the Silver on the Splatana going in, gets a pick, though, and is able to get back control of the zone, so another hefty penalty applied. This Zipcaster, a huge threat like we've seen before, and now EasyMD is able to work together and get more of these picks, threaten that Pencil, get that Cooler out as well. Pencil is forced to back up now, able to get the pick on the S-Blast. Incredible reflexes there from Silver we see on the Splatana, and now we see the tone of this match change as we do have drops here, but they are getting called out. That is 2 down yet again on the side of Maple Leaf. Another Cooler coming out from this comp, and they are really quickly running up on that. The Pencil going down right up solidly in their spawn. I think it was the Crab tank that took them out. We are looking at a lead swap right there. The strikes coming out, though, but we have the S-Blast going down on zone. There is one chance left for Maple Leaf to come and take this back, and I don't know if they're going to be able to. 2 down again! There it is! We have a knockout, and our set now stands 1-1.
What a comeback by EasyMD. I mean, if anything, it's hard to retake on this map. Well, like, what we can tell is that it's very hard to retake on this map. Both of these teams struggle to get the zone, to get a push. been EasyMD in the end, able to deny once more to get the control. And that splat that we saw on the pencil before Maple Leaf was able to get the push in meant Maple Leaf didn't have their backline to push, didn't have all that range, all that tactical to really get in, and EasyMD managed to play off of that. And now that means we're going to a game number 3.
Yes, we are continuing the trend of these really close matches here, but honestly, that's why I love being on the mic for Triton so much, because, you know, I get to see top teams from a region that I don't normally interact with as much, being more on the North American side of things. It's a nice treat. All right, let's take a look at what we got. I'm not expecting comp changes, and I'm not getting them. There we go.
Yep, we're getting more of these wonderful players bringing the weapons they want to play. On here, the pencil is the weapon with the most range, and because it's a flat map, that's going to decide a lot of the game. But again, the blaster and the stamper can always challenge that pencil, and they're going to have to do that the whole game if they want to take control. Right now, it's working well for EasyMD. They're the ones taking early control and forcing Maple Leaf back into their spawn.
Absolutely, this early pick is right where they want to be. You can see all of that paint going down into this pit area. Kiki here keeping a good watch on the right. We have all these specials coming out. That's a cooler, and another cooler is very close in the way as well. The strikes providing more cover. Already things are just looking great. They have a lot of momentum behind them, and the members of Maple Leaf are kind of staggered a little bit by themselves, isolated. We do see Seb going here into this pit area to watch for drops, but I think that Maple Leaf knows that that is a threat. We have a trade here, but a trade is not enough when you're trying to get back into the zone. We do have the dualies in the zone, and the strikes go on, which makes them lose control, but we still have a player just babysitting that zone. I believe that is, yes, just 13. We might see a full knockout here. The Crab Tank doing its best does get a pick. We have the control lost. We have the pencil on the zone, and 4 points before the game ends. Maple Leaf managing to hold on and giving themselves some breathing room, and a hefty 73-point penalty for EasyMD.
Of course it's not over, Kader. Of course we get more fight. These teams will not stop until the very last second. EasyMD back on the attack again, but they lose a bit too many players in that push. Will they be able to capture the zone? Silver still in that zip, forcing Maple Leaf to defend, and the rest of the team was able to super jump back in. Now with Tacticula, they're able to retake the zone. Great moves right there. It looked pretty rough for EasyMD, but they managed to take the zone off of that. And another cooler means they get more.
Yeah, I wanted to point out how the Zipcaster was using those walls that were over the water to get different angles and really get up in that pencil's face. I thought that was very interesting. I always forget that you don't immediately fall into the water. We're going to see some strikes get thrown out here. It's a Crab Tank from Gloria there, but Alone does get the pick, though. The mechanics on those V-Dualies really shining there, but we are in the single digit again for penalty. That Booyah and the combination of the pencil paint needs to tap the zone. We have the strikes, but they go wide, and that zone needs to be capped because of this penalty here. It is not going to be. The zone does not flip, and we... no! Why? So close. I've just got to wonder why the strikes went in front of the zone instead of on it. That really is very interesting to me. You can see the clear outline of both team strikes actually around the zone.
I mean, when you're that deep in the game and the game is going so fast, it's so hard to make that decision, because you want the strikes to help with the fight as well. If you only throw them at the zones, that's usually not going to work at this level.
That is true. I feel like it may have, with the combination of all of the other paint that was being thrown up, but I also completely understand wanting it to help with the fight so that you can get paint on the zone. Because, of course, if the enemy is dead, they can't paint. Well, whatever the thought process behind that, an incredibly close ending there, bringing our set to a close 2-1 in favor of EasyMD.
Yeah, which means they get to face 6 AM again for the revenge set. We'll watch that right after the break so we can set up the lobby.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Triton Cup number 110, hosted here at Apple Productions. If you're just joining us, I'm Cater, joined today by my lovely co-commentator, Pat, and we are about to see losers finals.
Yes, lots have come to happen right now. We're on the podium. These two teams are guaranteed a medal in this Triton Cup, but they're fighting for the right to get back into grand finals. It's especially important for EZMD because 6am was the team that put them in losers. It was the team that beat them earlier in the tournament. So now they want their revenge. And we're going to start on a map that we don't see that often, but I love because it's 2 zones. It's going to be Undertow Spillway.
Yeah, some lovely double zone action with this one. I am also a double zone fan, so I share your delight that we get to watch this one. A rematch as well, so stakes are high with this, and these teams have already faced each other, so they already have an idea what to expect. Of course, we have, from the stream perspective, seen both these teams, so we also know what to expect. So let's hop right into it.
Alright, let's get into the game. Not much of a surprise on the side of 6am. And Devin still sticking to that blaster. I love that Devin is diversifying their weapons, but when 4K is in your name, that feels like false advertising,
Well, I've met a person named Blaster who played Slosher, so it's not always correct advertising or what it is. We've got, actually, 4K, the only one alive there, having to back up on the Rapid as that Crab Tank threatens them, as well as Chocominto on that Decapitator does get taken out, though, and we have sweet direct here from that Blaster. They are just strolling around up in that high area. Of course, this is still the penalty point, or the points ticking down for I guess if I could remember which. Yeah, that's 6am in orange, right?
That's EZMD scoring points right now.
Okay.
No, wait.
No, it's 6am?
No, it's
6am in orange?
It's 6am.
Right?
6am is in orange, yes.
Okay.
And EZMD in blue right now. Just got their retake. And
commentators can see colors, guys. Did you know that? But we've got strikes coming out from 6am, and the Decap here taking a nice angle, really looking for those picks. Almost has another bubbler. I really like to see how aggressively they're using this bubbler, and I think it's interesting the places they decide to take. We do also have that Zipcaster on the other side on EZMD, and we know that thing can be absolutely devastating. You can hear it get activated in the background, so we'll see if that leads to any more picks.
Oh, well, right now EZMD are getting the picks. There's a Slosher behind them, though. But that Slosher is going to get a lot of attention and allow the rest of 6am to get back onto the zone. Beautiful play. And now with a Crab Tank above the zone, Acer is able to really get the retake for 6am. EZMD not able to score much points right here.
Yeah, Devin is hanging around in this top area again, which is completely fair. Nice picks. All that chip damage coming out. That is what Rapid does so beautifully. They are getting a little threatened. Manages to hit the direct, but unfortunately no one-shots from that Rapid. Still very impressive on that turn. We do have 6am without penalty now, and with those strikes coming out, getting that the Stamper alone, and taking out the Slosher as well. Those are the two main fighting forces. We did have Cooler, so they're going to come right back, but that is just 10 more ticks lost. We have another Cooler coming out, empowering them, and bringing out the Stamper with this Zipcaster. They need to get something here, and they get taken out instead. We have the strikes, but they just get painted directly over, and that is our first game going to 6am.
And a very clean game by 6am. Like, now we know how 6am managed to beat EZMD earlier in the tournament. Very much taking control, using the map perfectly. They put this map on their list, and it shows that really they knew they had a plan to play this map. And EZMD kind of struggling to answer them right there.
Yeah, even a fist bump too really sealed the deal. Alright, well, after that match, we sadly no longer have double zone. Well, we are going to start looking at Robo Ramen.
Yeah, Robo Roman, again, very much a classic of Splat Zone, and therefore a classic of Triton Cup. This time that was chosen by EasyMD, a more like well-known quantity of a map that both of these teams will know how to move around. Pay attention to the flanks, pay attention to
Yes.
the data, and let's see how these two teams will do.
Yeah, this map having such vertical drops on those flanks is what makes it one of my favorite maps to watch, and I think that Slosher is going to
Yeah.
have a lot of fun exploiting those if they can get into the positions to do so.
Yeah, I'm already 6 a.m. taking the first splat and moving
Oh.
on to the zone. Can they get full control right now with that crab tank? It looks like they're pushing forward even more. EasyMD definitely
Oh.
put in difficulty by 6 a.m. who are losing a
standing?
player. Well,
Oh,
that's,
disconnect.
yeah,
Unfortunate.
that's a disconnect. That's an easy reset. We're at the start of the game, so it's not that much trouble.
You could say it's an easy MD reset. Yeah, that wasn't that great.
Hey, I mean, 6 a.m., despite having the connection issues, managed to get a very, very good opening. But now EasyMD know what to expect. Can they find the counter is the big question. Like 6 a.m. right now has been driving game number 1 and that opening of game number 2. Can EasyMD finally, like, really, okay, they're doing this, we need to adapt, we need to do that, and we need to punish them when they're moving forward.
Right, especially with that crab tank, because they were really pushing to get an early hold of that choke point and just
Yeah.
force the others out so that they could have full control over that. Which, of course, that choke point, it's incredibly important position to have control on. It also gives you access to that glass, which anchors really like. I know that myself being a headed player, like as soon as my teammates get that area, I am running over onto the other team's class so that I can get a much better vantage point for that general area. It's just such a powerful spot to be on.
Yeah, not only like do you have such a big line of sight and you can see everything, you can paint all around. And if there's an issue, you can simply drop away and people can't follow you, people can't splat you. You have such a safe and offensive spot at the same time. That glass is very much the power move. We'll see if a team is able to take it. Hopefully, let me check chat to see. Okay, not much message in chat. So, okay, we're back in the game. We're back in the game. Let's get right in it. It's going to be the same weapons. Let's see. It's the same opening.
All right, we'll see how these teams play out again. Same circumstances, of course, but now they kind of really have an idea of what to expect. Again, we're having all of this paint be put down on the zone almost immediately. You can see Chocominto looking for a little flank here, possibly trying to get something done on the ramps, maybe waiting for somebody to drop down there. Gonna go into the fight, and that is 6 a.m. with the early pick of the zone. The bubbler there, very nice as well, able to control this combination of the bubbler and the cooler is going to empower them to be able to be a little bit more risky than usual. We have the Zipcaster going out as well, and we of course know the power that holds.
Yeah, and right now 6 a.m. I mean, keeping the control on. Can EasyMD find the way back in? The strikes are enough to neutralize the zone, but not to get it. 6 a.m. simply have so much pain, so much map control. EasyMD are very much struggling, and with 2 players down, again, they need to fight, they need to do everything they can. Silver right there, able to push through though, thanks to that wonderful stamper. And it's going to be EasyMD being able to fight their way forward.
Yeah, we have another Zipcaster on the horizon here. Not able to be popped, though, because the Snipe Rider denies it. They did have Cooler, though, so we are going to see them come back very quickly. Oh, nice arc shot there from that Slosher, taking on the Crab Tank. Not able to stand up to the combined force of the Crab Tank and the Pencil, though. Pencil getting taken out, and you can... Yeah, that's the glass position I was talking about. You get burst bombs on it, you can just drop down. It's okay. Just Just jump out. Yeah, okay.
It was almost not okay. But
Yeah.
6 a.m. able to push through, to get back onto the zone, to keep their lead. With 2 minutes in the game, and 6 a.m. Are getting rid of their penalties, scoring more points and going in. But they're just getting splat after splat, punishing EasyMD for trying to get back in a bit too fast.
Yeah, sometimes you have to pace yourself a little bit. Here comes the Zipcaster and these strikes, the combination of that. Ooh, jump scare from behind from Silver on that Stamper. Wonderful play there. And we've got that zone in control of EasyMD. We do have the Crab Tank, and that is going to get popped from this high ground here, denying the Stamper, forcing them to drop down, and they know that you can see they tried to read and catch him out. But Stamper not falling for that. Did fall for something else, not entirely sure, but nice snipe there from... Oh, and there's another pick. Lovely playing here from this splash.
Now that's a lot of control for 6 a.m. Who know that they only need to look forward, and with a big bubbler on that way, that's going to be so rough for EasyMD to get their way back in. But with 2 players down on 6 a.m., it looks like EasyMD is finally catching a break. That strikes on the zone will allow them to cap. Now they're back in the game, and they're getting the splats to really extend their control. It's their turn to get a wipeout and push forward. EasyMD getting back.
Back indeed. They are still getting these picks. Oh, the Slosher getting taken out, though, by that Rapid. Devin on the 4K still using that long range to full advantage. Contesting that pencil a little bit here as well. Oh, but the combination of the pencil, I think the decap didn't even have to drop there. But we are getting close to a no lead flip yet, but that score is very close. Just 5 points difference that we see as we head into the last minute and 15 seconds of our game. We have strikes, and that is the only special on the board right now, other than the cooler that was just popped. The 2 coolers that were just popped.
Oh.
Perhaps we need a little ink refill there, but I completely understand. We're gonna get the strikes in the zone there, and that is going to flip our zone.
Yeah.
With a little slosh off there.
Yeah, and the sloshing is working for 6 a.m. They're still in control of the zone in that last minute of the game, Kader. EasyMD. They're still struggling. They're still getting punished for flanking. And they get the zone back, but they're losing a few too many players. And look at that slosher dancing around. How do you get so much?
I thought for sure they would have been gone before that, but they just broke the ankles of those players. We do see the strikes and the bubble, unfortunately taking out that Stamper there who's trying to climb the wall. We do not have any more penalty left for 6 a.m. They are now taking down that timer 4K there, trying to get something into the zone. The strikes neutralizing, but getting painted over. So close to the retake here, and we do have it. Now they need to hold on to it and ensure overtime happens. We do have overtime. That is 1 down on both sides. They lose the zap though, which is a huge amount of paint to lose this late in the game. You can see the slosher as well as the splash trying to pop up, and those 2 players down with the slosh on the zone. EasyMD not able to hold on.
6 a.m. very much maintaining the status of the team that slays the top seeds. Right now, EasyMD, I mean, they've done incredible plays, and I mean, especially when Silver activates the Zipcaster, like, they're able to push in, they're able to go forward, but each time 6 a.m. answers, gets back in, and gets the victory. I mean, right now, it's 2-0 for 6 a.m.
Yeah, I agree. These responses from 6 a.m. have been very, very strong. Our game 3 is going to be on Hagglefish, which is a map that we did see earlier in this block, so no surprises here. That Pencil again going to have a lot of fun contesting, but of course we've seen the Blaster go up against it. I am really pleased with what I've been seeing from the Devin 4K on this Blaster here. The directs are just as satisfying as the Charger one.
Yeah, very much. Like, a lot can happen. Remember, it is last chance for EasyMD if they want to get back in this tournament, if they want to beat the team that put them here, if they want to get to Grand finals. They need to win this game. They need to win it all. And 6 a.m. right now. So strong, so fast, activating the crab tank already, and oh whoa, getting the win in the fight. They're punishing everything. They're getting every splat, and everybody jump there. Everybody is in the same corner right now. It's a slaughter.
There is the wipeout. Yeah, I want to say Chocominto just taking the long way around and getting splats the whole way. And now 6 a.m. solidly in control of the zone. We've got the strikes to delay Easy MD's retake. You can see they're looking at the Stamper all the way on their left side here. They're kind of alone, and the Slosher's like, two can play at the game of camping ledges, so they are just chilling in that corner. We've got a jump to the crab tank, narrowly avoiding that suction bomb. A little bit of luck on their side, and just a walk into the rapid, unfortunate. But we did have that Zipcaster get popped in that, and the strikes as well. That's 2 down on the side of 6 a.m., meaning that Easy MD is going to be able to push out and take this zone. Watching those flanks, as we talked about the last time we saw this map, shredding that bubble very quickly. Nice direct there, and nice cooler for the rest of the team. They are having to watch out for that pencil on the high ground there.
Yeah, Easy MD back in the game, and they have good control right now. A very nice move by the Blaster, punishing the pencil here. It's huge right now. It's 2 versus 2, and the zone is not capped. Acer able to get on with the splash, but gets punished. Looks like Easy MD is going to take the lead, Kader.
Yes, the lead, but not before they lose 2 members, and the zone does... Okay, it gets flipped, I wasn't sure, but I think this is the closest in scores that we've had yet. Almost identical penalty, almost identical scores as well. But 6 a.m. is working through that penalty very quickly because they've got the strikes on the zone, they've got the pencil on the zone set up, and now they are going to get taken out. That was predicted by the Slosher, and here come the counter strikes. And they saw the decap as well. They have figured out 6 a.m.'s patterns here. Coming back in, taking out the pencil, and getting a full wipe. Incredible play, both team and individual-wise. And you can see, actually, 4K leading the charge into this higher area. We're looking at possible jumps down from this right side, but even that is being contested, too. That's 3 down again on the same side with... Yes, I mean, 4K, you're just chilling on this tent area with their teammates, and honestly, having a grand old time. Chocominto, meanwhile, fighting for their life against 2 members and getting taken out here. We are at 20 seconds left. We have a crab tank, but it is going to be alone. Does get that pick on the Slosher, but he's also getting rushed down, forced to divert their attention from the zone. Gets a second pick, looking for a third, gets that triple, but is it too little, too late? It is not! That triple saving the game! Saving a crab tank there, and now we are holding on by the skin of our teeth. Oh my gosh, Easy MD knows how to give us a show, and now this map is completely flipped. Look at where the fights are taking place now. Chocominto is in the exact same spot that they were on the other side of the map now.
I mean, that's how you play the map. That's how you do it right now. The strikes going onto the zone. Easy MD wanting to keep their lead. They're back next to the zone, but 6 a.m. is there to fight them. Who is going to win the next fight? That could decide the game, Kader. And right now, the fight is going yellow. The map is yellow. 6 a.m. on their way to get the free. We
keep doing everything they can. That zone getting neutralized at just the last second. I mean, you were saying that map is orange, but honestly, I saw a lot of trades and both picks. It started with both the Sloshers getting taken out and then Chocominto doing a full 180 and getting the person right behind them, and the pencil getting the picks. Wow. I mean, I think that's the closest game we've seen all block. I don't know about the tournament. I don't know what you've seen before, but that was incredible.
This is the first set of the stream where one team has 0 points.
But it wasn't so.
Still, it was a close set. But this is technically the least close set of the tournament of the stream right there.
Yes,
but still, that was so hard fought.
Wow. I mean, that crab tank. I was so worried it was going to be too little too late that they wouldn't be able, but somehow they trusted their teammates. They were like, I just gotta get the kills and we'll get the paint on later.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Acer with the crab. Sealing the deal, getting the ticket to grand finals. They get to fight high once again. And we're going to see that right after this very, very short break.
Thin ice, walking on my own. Playing nice, should I let it go? You said that it would change, but you're going home and I'm losing hope. Da-da-da-da-da. But you would never know that I'm still afraid. The things you say are adding numbers to my days. What if you told yourself things would never be the same? Countdown, feel the ticking in my ears. No, is it near the end? Fade out till I disappear. No, 'cause look the other way. You meet you face to face. Words they float away when I'm losing the race. 'Cause I can't play this game. 'Cause I'm still afraid the things you say hiding numbers to my days. What if you doubt yourself? Things will never be the same.
Bear with me, don't gotta worry for the both of us. Put you in the driver's seat, don't gotta hurry and I need love. Put you in the driver's seat, don't gotta
And welcome back to Triton Cup 110. I am Pat with Kader, and it is time for the grand finals. And we have our two last teams of this tournament. It's going to be on the winner's side, High, the team that has absolutely destroyed everybody in their path. On the other side, Easy MDV, like the team that has created the surprise, that has beaten teams better than them, but in winners finals they had trouble against High. Let's see if they're able to get the comeback, if they're able to learn and beat High as well.
Yeah, and I'm having a little bit of deja vu, because didn't we already see them on Mahi Zones, or am I misremembering?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Alright, well, we're beginning the set again with Mahi Zones, so these teams are really able to just feel that rematch dynamic. You know, let's put you higher stakes, same map mode, go again.
Yeah, and this time it's a map mode that both teams have chosen, and that's not that much of a surprise. This is the map mode that people want to play on because there's so many different strategies, so many different ways to play. It's fun for everybody, and
it's fun for everybody after the water drops.
yeah. So get past 61 points, and we'll be all set. Right
Until
now,
then, though, yeah, we just kind of have this one long corridor of a map where 3 are going to go down very quickly on the side of Easy MD here, Milky here, on this Rapid Blaster.
That's not Easy MD.
Oh,
that's
it's not
6
me.
a.m.
Ah!
6 a.m. CKK, you got the wrong team.
No, my brain!
High right now are in control of the zone, and they're going to lower the water level. So right now, we're back to the game, and 2 versus 1 right now. High are holding control. They're halfway through the points, and they're still like very much doing whatever they want.
Yeah, the Rapid absolutely consistently landing these directs. There is another pick coming out from them. That's exactly what you want to see out of an anchor. We do have the zone getting painted over with that slosher, but they do get taken out though, and so no penalty. We have Chocominto there on the decav, but they get taken out from inside the bubble. Reiki, absolutely no fear, saying, I'll take your territory too.
Wow.
We have the slosher here, but they're alone and get taken out, and that is... yeah.
That's game 1.
There's game 1.
That is game 1 for High.
And lucky on that blaster, just the amount of like both individual and team play, like that coordinated snipe onto the very far, like high up part on plat.
That's one of the perks of not having a backline, is that you can run everywhere so fast, go take positions faster because you have one extra player that's running in. And especially the Rapid Pro has shown itself as the weapon that can force Pencil to move, contest it all the time, and at the same time have that aggro mindset in every fight. And going into Barnacle and Dime, pay attention to that Rapid Pro. It's going to be the weapon that keeps the fight on for High, and High have shown how dangerous they can be.
Absolutely. We are going to move to Barnacle and Dime. I just kind of struggle with the very thin map mode icons that Apple's got here.
It is Barnacle and Dime.
Alright, cool.
It's
B&B.
yeah, so it is very much a map, as you know, where if one team is able to set themselves up on the zone, push the other team back in their spawn, they can hold control and they can deny any push for a very, very long time. It takes a lot to push back. If you lose too many players, like getting back onto the map takes so many resources, so much time. And we've seen High take control in game number 1. 6 a.m. they can't allow themselves to be wiped on here, because if they get wiped, like, they are in danger of game 1 repeating itself.
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Well, we will see how this game plays out.
Yep. Right now, both teams looking at each other, and we see High much more aggro going in for the fight, and it's paying off 2 down onto 6am. They're looking to get that decapitator. That's a jump out as their teammate is crabbing. That's not the best coordination, but Krabby is now completely surrounded and vanished. High is going to take control of the map. That's a situation 6am doesn't want to be in.
Ooh, we are getting the trades, which is better than nothing. We have the jump in and the cooler as well. That bubble cooler is a nice combination. We have to start getting picks though for 6am, and that is difficult when you have all of these staring you down and specials as well. Slosher not able to get the pencil going down as well. Chocominto alone and tagged, having to jump out for a second time. They do have the strikes at the ready and the crab as well, so we do see the crab come out here trying to force the members of High out of this area. Right here does get taken out. The zap as well. This is great for 6am, but the whale's taking out Chocominto, and we have more basement Kaido coming in from the back and getting one pick, getting taken out. But is it too late for that? We have Acer just going in, but going for a pick, not quite able to get that much paint on the zone, and we have another very fast game in favor of High.
And once again, 6am were able to win a team fight there. Thanks to that crab tank getting the splats. They won the team fight, but the team fight was so far away from the zone that High had the time to respawn and get back in the fight and defend the zone before 6am could cap it. Which means High, right now, they're speed running this grand finals. They only need one more game to win it all. And it's going to be on Brightwater Springs of all maps.
Can I ask why this is in here? Like, I know we're going all zones, right? I know we're all zones. I know we gotta add in a couple more maps, but like, do people like this?
Apparently High does. High put it on their list. High put it on their list. They want it.
You know what? Good for them. More power to them.
It's kind of fun, but High put that map on their list because they are going no backline, so they're really confident on their ability to contest any charger, and that has to do with their Rapid Pro again and their Zipcaster Stamper. But like they always have a player there to force the pencil to be in a difficult spot to move and lose their charge. And right now 6am, it's their last chance. This could be the final game of the tournament, Kader.
Well, let's see how well this preference pick works out for High here. Brine Water, not something that I commentate very often, as I'm not often out here. We have this great curved sloshes coming out here. A little bit of ankle breaking and forcing that 2v1. Great, again, individual and team play there. A great showing from 6am, taking this cap, and you can see Chocominto really just running up and giving it their all. We've got these strikes as well, beautifully placed to corner these members. They have to back up a little bit because of that whale, lose the slosher unfortunately, but already down to 60 for 6am here. We have the Zipcaster that High is popping though. There is a trade there as well. The points continue to tick down though, as it takes a little bit longer than usual for High to recover and get out onto this zone, all the way down to 39 for 6am. Which is a marked improvement from how the last two games have gone.
I mean, 6am took a page out of High's book by having a fight far ahead, trying to keep the fight ahead away from the zone, but High was able to come back on, and now they're in control, now they're pushing in, and it's 2 down on 6am. Now the big question, Kader, is can 6am push back? On this map, it should be possible for them to get back in there. Reiki, what you doing? Reiki, just waiting for the trap. It's not gonna work, but still, I mean, 6am slowing down and not able to get back on the zone yet.
Perhaps one of the most intimidating Zipcaster placements I've seen, just watching and waiting for someone to fall into that trap. It did not work, but maybe we'll see it attempted again. Anyway, 6am back on this zone and looking great. You can see Kaido here trying to take a pick that like an off angle that they've done before, but despite the wall getting taken out, and you can see Reiki there having to back up a little bit, this Slosher absolutely loves this pit area, I must say. They are nicely commanding it, on their way to another strikes as well. We have the cooler, that penalty is almost gone despite everything getting thrown at them. 6am is still somehow in control of this zone and maintaining it, going only one down, and very quickly getting that splashback. This Slosher is just being an absolute nuisance, and gets the pick there as well. Now they are going, this opens up a huge amount, gets the pick on the Stamper too. That penalty is completely gone, and 6am is looking golden as their ink right now. Kaido, though, looking for a place in.
Oh, not over yet. High still has some things to say, still has something to do. They are going to retake the zone. And 6am defending as much as they can, but they get punished for it. It's a wipeout with 2 minutes left in the game. High still has the time to get the comeback, and you know how strong they can be once they are ahead of the zone, once they are in that exact position they're in right now.
Yes, it is technically an uphill battle for them, but they are fully taking it in stride with the zip and the whales and the picks, and here is where it starts to get deadly. Reiki just absolutely going for that pencil. The zip damage, they do get taken out, but that's still another member down. That splash is a lot of paint that 6am is losing. Chocominto just absolutely getting sniped from across the map, I guess. And though the bubbler is up, and we saw a zone flip. Hang on.
Yeah.
That's good. That, I would say the bubbler, I think, definitely helped grant them the life force, but still, though, the slaughter continues as Mikey there, pushed up far, does get taken out, but they still have to get through Reiki and Urza guarding the zone, and Kaino having jumped back in. 6am loses that slosher, and that penalty is quickly diminishing.
Oh. Yeah, and right now High still going up that ramp. They want to climb on, and they're getting the lead back with less than a minute.
Oh, Reiki!
Back in the game, and that's another splat right now. 10 ticks left. High about to be your Triton Cup champion, and that's game for them.
Congratulations to High for that second stream 3-0 set of the day. Wow, I mean, the comebacks that we've seen are incredible, and 6am had a very strong opening, but I think the one wipe situation, like you said for earlier games, that one wipe situation leaves High able to take very aggressive positions and just kind of having that never-ending defense. So,
I mean, 6am they put up a good fight right there, but High just faster, just more everywhere, all around the map, taking full control, not letting 6am get away with it. And we saw 6am fight till the very end. They had great games, but it's time for them to say goodbye. They're gonna have their silver medal, while High takes the gold, takes the crown of this Triton Cup 110.
wow.
And what a tournament! What a tournament this was, Kato.
What a tournament indeed. Insane matches and sets all the way through. I say this every time, but these teams really know how to give us a show, and I'm so glad they came out and played tonight. And also a huge thank you to, of course, staff at Dapple for putting this on, and CKK, our wonderful streamer and host, for making this whole broadcast happen. Pat, before we sign off, where can the wonderful people in the audience find you on the internet?
Best way to find me is on Blue Sky at PadJRTom. It's written on your screen right now.
Yep.
How about you, Kato? Where can I find you?
Same place, Blue Sky, cater.inkling.social. You can find me at Riptide as well. That is very, very soon, and I will be handing out trading cards there. So if you wanna snag one, you will see me. But that is going to do it for us and Triton Cup 110. Thank you to all of you guys for coming out and watching tonight. Until next time, stay fresh.